Woo! Wee woo! Wee! Oh!
I love a buttered biscuit.
Good evening, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good time. Good to see every single one of you here today. Man, oh man, are we going to have some fun tonight. Looks like Mo's got some power back on, and we may have some other guests come showing up. It looks like Kaiser's got some storms rolling in, so, you know, he's just trying to play it safe. And please, you know, thoughts and prayers for anybody that's caught in the middle of all this garbage, because it is no fun at all. So just good to see all you fine people. Hey, Debbie Warren, how's he doing? Keeping an eye on the sky. Here, Michigan get hit hard by a devastating tornado in Kalamazoo. Oof. It was an area that was listed as low risk area before that. Yeah, it does happen. We're under thunderstorm warning until 11 p.m. Yeah, there's quite a bit there. Roxanne, good to see you. The storm is closing. The light looks close. Hopefully you don't lose electricity. Hope not. There have been reports, multiple injuries. Oof. Be careful out there, everybody. Hello, D. Robertson. Good to see you. Yeah. Oof. Howdy ho. How you doing? Good to see you, Ingrid. Yes. Patrick W., Ingrid, Brenda. Brenda, it is so nice to see you. Gotcha. Yeah, be careful. Just be careful out there. And stay safe, Debbie Morin. Yes. Yes, thoughts and prayers. Hello from Arizona. Well, hello from Atlanta, Georgia. Good to see you. Glad you could be with us. Glad you could join in and hang out, have a good time. Say hello to my sister while you're there in Arizona. That's where she's at. Sister of Shizzy. You know, she won't look anything like me. Trust me. Nothing could look this bad. Oh my gosh. Good evening, Terry. Good evening. Good. Oh, we got Terry Ham. Good evening. Terry Pixton. Good evening. Cold Boise. Oof. No fun. No fun. Oh my, oh my. Yeah, we've got some more of the Edgecomb that we're going to be coming at you with. Mo will be joining us here shortly. She is streaming currently. She usually jumps in here whenever she gets done with her stream if she's feeling it. If she's not feeling it, then she doesn't come in, and we don't expect her to, you know, hurt herself. We do have other people that may be joining us a little bit later on. You know, we do this through the week. It's nice, it's fun, it's easy, it's laid back, it's relaxed. Hell, if we even make it through the trial, I would be amazed, because, you know, we tend to, you know, just joke around and have a good time with our chat. That's more about what we are doing. And you know, some of these things we pay attention to, but very seldom do we. Good to see you, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Hey everyone, happy Tuesday. Good to see you. Good to see you. And oh man. So here we go. We'll just get this thing kicking up here for you. And we'll get it started so that way it's sort of rolling whenever the Mo shows. Get the closed captions up for you, get our speed. Because we don't like going at the normal speed. It can be sort of painful if you go at normal speed. Oh yeah, here we go.
All right, the jury's back. Sir, if you can stand, raise your right hand.
The first testimony given this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and
what the process will help you guys.
I do.
Please be seated. State your full name, spelling first and last for the record.
Sure, it's Nathan, Nathan. Last name is Butts, Butz.
His name is
Go
Butts.
ahead.
Butts.
How are you employed?
I'm a sergeant for the Milwaukee Police Department working in the homicide unit.
And how long have you been a sergeant?
About a year and 4 months.
And prior to being promoted to sergeant in the Milwaukee Police Department, how were you employed?
As a detective for the homicide unit.
And how long were you a detective?
About 7 years.
Now, I want to draw your attention to the homicide of Jason Cleereman that occurred on September 22nd of 2020. Were you involved in that investigation?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
Eastern
Now,
North Carolina. Nice.
I'll just turn on this TV here for a little bit.
Excellent.
There we go.
Excellent.
Did you go to any location in an attempt to find some video?
Yes, I did.
Where did you go?
I went to the address of 1220 East Locust Street.
Okay. Now, I want to just kind of orient ourselves in regards to where we're talking about. That is Locust in approximately what?
It's this little street called North Dousman Street.
Okay.
Davis
And
now.
what if when we're looking right now at State's Exhibit number 55, which I have currently up on the big screen, what street do we see in front of us right here?
Sure, in the top left portion of the video here, that's going to be East Locust Street.
Okay, and so when I said right here, that's going to be that street we can see running from left to the top right portion with a kind of a, I don't know, like a Jeep on it at 1 second into the video, right?
Correct.
Okay, now if we're looking down this ramp that we can see dead center in the video, there appears to be some sort of intersection or another street. What street is that?
Sure, that intersection at the top portion of the screen there is going to be North Dousman Street.
Okay, now, detective, when you are looking for security video, you're part of this team of detectives that's attempting to track where the suspect may have gone, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Some detectives catch him from the homicide scene. We see him going down Swing Park, out by Rat Fink's, the taco place. Now, if you head from where those videos capture it, is there some sort of bike path or path that kind of empties out or over around here?
Yes, there is.
What, can you explain what that is?
Sure, it's a small bike path that runs right by the Milwaukee River there, and it runs south to north and north to south. Exits right here on the top of the screen is going to be Gordon Park. It continues to East Locust there.
Okay, so you are attempting to see if a possible path of a bicyclist, if anybody's going to pop up here in the area after the homicide, is that correct?
And that's correct.
Okay. Now, was this video completely up to date on the time hack that when you were looking at it?
The date was correct, however, the time was slow by 6 minutes.
6 minutes, okay. So I'm going to go forward to approximately 4:20, let's go 7 into the video here. I'm going to play from that portion. Detective, what did we just see?
Sure, in the video what you just played, it shows a bicyclist enter from the left side of the screen, riding would be westbound, and take a right or northbound turn onto North Dousman Street. The bicyclist is wearing a white t-shirt, what appears to be tan pants, and a dark colored vest.
Okay. Now, if we're looking at this, I'm sorry, Sergeant, keep demoting you. He takes a right onto Dousman, is that correct?
That's correct.
Can you tell me a little bit about this street, where it leads to?
So North Dousman is actually an L-shaped street. It actually goes northbound and it turns right to a smaller street called East Roadsmead. It's kind of an L shape and it dead ends.
Okay, so this is basically a dead-end area.
Correct.
Okay. Now, at this point, you've been able to locate the suspect wearing appears to be the same clothing as our shooter, our unnamed shooter at this moment, comes and then goes on to the Dousman.
That's correct.
Where are we going to see him do on this video?
Well, he rides his bicycle westbound on East Locust and then takes that right turn northbound onto North Dousman Street.
Okay. Playing from 4 minutes and 32 seconds into the video. And then he disappears from view as we pause at 4 minutes and 35. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Moving forward now to 9 minutes and 36 minutes into the video. This is approximately, what, 5 minutes later?
Correct, approximately 5 minutes.
What would that have been in the real time of that day?
Well, the video was started at 8 o'clock real time. So 9 minutes into it would have been 8:09.
Okay. Playing from that portion at 9 minutes and 36 seconds into the video. And pausing at 9 minutes and 49 seconds into the video.
Yep.
What do we see here, Detective?
There he
Sure,
is.
what you see on this video is from that North Dousman Street, you see a subject now walking southbound on North Dousman, and then take a left turn going eastbound on East Locust Street on foot.
Is the bike no longer, he's no longer has the bike?
Correct, no longer with the bike.
Is there anything else that appears to have changed?
Well, it appears the subject is still wearing tan pants, white t-shirt, and a dark colored vest, but it appears he's got a backpack on his back.
Playing from that portion at 9 minutes and 49 seconds. And pausing at 9 minutes and 52 seconds. Does he disappear from view?
That's correct.
Does this suspect bicyclist ever come back to this location that you're aware of or could find on the video?
Not that I could find on video.
Okay, so the bicyclist after the homicide goes somewhere into this area, this dead-end area of around 20 houses, and then emerges now with a bike, with a backpack and no bike.
Correct.
At any point in any one of these little videos, could you see that he had a firearm on him?
No.
All right. Now, Detective, you basically are starting to think that maybe there's some location within this Dousman area that might be associated with your suspect.
That's correct.
All right, thank you. I have no further questions. The state moves State's Exhibit number 55.
That's awesome.
Evidence.
Received. Cross.
Just very briefly. So Detective, Dousman Street, can you just tell us in general, where is that in relation to Brady or Holton Street, that intersection?
I don't have the exact distance from Brady Street, but it is a short bike ride.
Okay, is it north?
Yes, it's north of Brady Street, correct.
Okay, and are you familiar with the intersection of, well, let's just be more specific, Bel Air Cantina, Finks, that area?
Vaguely, yes.
Okay, do you know where in relation to that intersection, which I believe is Water Street and is it Kane Place? Around that area, do you know what I'm talking about?
Not specifically, no.
Okay, well, let's just keep it simple. Bel Air Cantina, Finks, they're on the same intersection, right?
That's my understanding, yes.
Okay, do you know where Dousman is in relation to those locations?
Yeah, well, if you continued westbound on East Locust, you'd come to North Humboldt Boulevard, and you could take that directly south towards that area, yes.
Okay. Did you have any other involvement in this case, or was this pretty much just it?
This was my investigation, was video recovery.
Just this one location video, right?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. No further questions.
State.
There's one more thing about this location. This street Locust, you talked about if you had gone kind of further down the street, you get to Humboldt, if you take a left, that would have taken you to Finks and Bel Air, right?
Yes, that's correct.
So would it be fair to say the direct route from Finks and Bel Air on the roads wasn't taken, there was kind of that bike path area that was taken?
Yes, that's correct.
Something you'd think a bicyclist would do.
Yes.
If you just continue down Locust, you pop up here, instead of turning on the Dousman, you continue down to Locust, continue west down to Locust, could that take you to a police station?
Yes, that's correct. There is a district station on 4th and Locust, which is further westbound.
Okay, nothing else, thank you.
Yeah,
Defense.
nice.
You can step down. Thank you. State's next witness.
This is how fast they run through these witnesses.
Your Honor, I am going to call, there's someone I actually hope to do later in the case, but I'm going to take him right now because he has to get back to his state. We're going to call Trooper Richard Ellis from the Kentucky State Police.
Fine.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please be seated, state your full name, spelling first and last, for the record.
This is Richard Ellis, R-I-C-H-A-R-D. Last name is Ellis, E-L-L-I-S.
Sir, how are you employed?
I'm a trooper with the Kentucky State Police.
How long have you been with the Kentucky State Police?
I've been with the Kentucky State Police for 5 years.
Okay. Now, I want to draw your attention specifically, sir, to March 4th of 2021. Were you employed as a trooper with the Kentucky State Police on that day?
I will.
Okay. And on that day, did you have an encounter during like a traffic stop with anybody in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Your Honor, could the defendant please lower his mask?
Yes.
Hey, Christine. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Do you see that person in the courtroom today?
I do, yes.
Okay. Can you please tell me where he is and what he's wearing?
Yeah, he's seated to my right. He's wearing a gray suit.
And there's a lot of gray
There's
suits.
a lot of races. Is he on the left side?
Yes, he's on the, well, I guess he'd be on the left if I'm looking at it, yes.
And he's on our left, their right.
Yeah. Yes, Judge.
And I guess, does he have a tie clip on?
I can't see that far. He's got a dark colored tie.
Okay, dark colored tie. Okay. Now, Your Honor, may the record reflect that the trooper has identified the defendant?
He has, yes.
Okay. Now, sir, in terms of this traffic stop, when you encountered the defendant, his hair has changed a little bit since then, is that correct?
It has, yes.
Okay.
So he did identify Edgecomb here. The thing is Edgecomb, of course, this is the Kentucky State Trooper that actually pulled him over. So this is why this guy's limited on when he can be here. So he came all the way into this, though he didn't want to. I mean, he came in because he felt it was his duty to testify again. So if you're wondering who this is the person that arrested him.
We'll get back to that in a little bit. When you first encountered the defendant back on March 4th of 2021, did he tell you that his name was Theodore Edgecomb?
He did not know.
What did he tell you was his name?
He told me his name was Agu Newman.
Say that again.
Agu Newman?
Agu, A-G-O-O?
That's correct.
Newman, conventional spelling?
That's correct.
Did he give you a date of birth for this name?
He did.
And what was that date of birth?
It was January 12th of 1986.
Okay. Did the defendant tell you anything about whether or not he had a driver's license?
He did.
What did he tell you about that?
He told me he had a driver's license out of the Bahamas.
Like the actual islands of the Bahamas?
That's correct, yes.
Okay. Did he tell you where he was en route from and to?
Yes, he told me he was en route from Texas to Paducah, Kentucky.
And the vehicle,
He was en route from Texas to Paducah, Kentucky.
is that P-A-D-U-C-A-H?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, did he provide you any photo identification or driver's license or anything other than just saying, I'm licensed in the Bahamas?
No, he did not provide me with anything.
Okay. The vehicle he was driving, was that listed to him or what was the deal with the car?
No, it was a Hertz rental vehicle.
Okay. And did he tell you who rented the vehicle for him?
He did.
What was the name he told you?
Ruby Mazzell, I believe.
Ruby Mazzell, R-U-B-Y, Mazzell, M-I-Z-E-L-L.
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Were you actually able to confirm that that vehicle had been rented by a Ruby Mazzell?
I was.
And where had it been rented from?
From Wisconsin at the airport.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin?
Milwaukee, yes.
At the airport?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, you're talking to who you think is at the time Agu Newman, a registered licensed driver from the country of the Bahamas. Do you come to realize that that is not his name?
I did, yes.
How did you realize that?
I performed a search of the vehicle. Inside the vehicle, I located his identification.
And what was the name in that identification?
Theodore Edgecomb.
Okay. And in addition to the name Theodore Edgecomb being on an identification for the defendant, did you guys check his fingerprints?
We did.
And did they come back?
They did.
What did they come back as being wanted on something?
It did. It returned an active warrant.
For what?
There were two warrants, actually, one for bail jumping and one for murder.
For homicide.
So that's correct.
Damn. Yeah, that'll get you in trouble every time.
Now, Trooper, in terms of, you found out he was wanted for homicide. Once you learn his true name, do you ask him if that's his name?
I've warned him again if he's given me the proper name.
And
wouldn't
what did he
speak.
say?
He didn't speak anymore.
Okay. Did you observe anything in the vehicle?
Clothes, a cell phone.
Now, when you ended up getting the defendant back to the station to be taken into custody, did you allow him to make a phone call?
I did.
Did he say who he was going to call?
He told me he was going to call a lawyer, an attorney.
Did he call a lawyer?
No, it didn't appear to be.
Who did he call?
It appeared that he called his mother. It was a female.
Oh my. Indigo Luna. Long time no see. How are you doing, sweetheart? Gotta give some hello to you. Hello to you. Good to see you.
And what did he tell her?
He told her where he'd been arrested and that she knew what to do.
That didn't sound good.
I'll show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 90.
Judge, we're objecting to this photo.
Because,
Unfairly prejudicial. I think the court should look at it.
fine, I'll look at it.
Ah.
Sidebar.
Oh boy. Kowski's sidebar. Oh boy. I'll probably cut some of this out.
Showing you.
All right. Yeah, this is going to be funny. Comes back out. Borowski doesn't want to play their BS games. Yeah, this gets in.
We discussed it, the objection's overruled, the state can show the detective, the witness, or the officer.
Showing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 90. Do you recognize the person in that photo?
I do. This is Theodore Edgecomb.
And is that the manner in which you encountered him at the time?
Yes.
Okay. It's placing State's Exhibit number 90. Just one moment.
This guy doesn't want to play. Yeah.
I would move State's Exhibit number 90 into evidence at this time.
There was already an objection, but it's overruled, it's received.
I have no further questions of this witness.
And by the way, that exhibit was on the screen for maybe 2 seconds. Defense, questions?
Just a couple of questions. Trooper Ellis, so when you did encounter Mr. Edgecomb that day, he wasn't confrontational, right?
No.
He wasn't hostile or anything, right?
No, he wasn't.
He was cooperative, right?
To an extent. He lied to me about who he was.
No, I understand about the name Abu Newman, but other than that, I mean, he didn't resist you or anything like that, right?
That's right.
That's correct, right?
Yes, that's right.
He certainly wasn't violent or aggressive, correct?
That's correct.
All right, no further questions.
He wasn't honest.
He was not.
Thank you.
Oh,
Anything else from the defense?
No.
Thanks, Trooper.
prosecutor's just vicious, quick. So he was wanted.
State calls Detective Tanham.
See, here's the thing. They knew who he was. Once they knew who he was because there was a lookout for somebody dressed like he was with a bicycle. They found the bicycle in his apartment, where he had tried to stash it. The guy turned him in, and then they found that he had a warrant for bail jumping, and he was nowhere to be found. So they put a warrant out for his arrest, and then they found him in Kentucky. Yeah.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony given in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
I do.
Please be seated. State your full name, spelling first and last for the record, please.
Michael, M-I-C-H-A-E-L, Tanem, T-A-N-E-M.
How are you employed, sir?
Yes, sir.
To how, not if.
I'm employed. I mean,
He was assuming you're employed.
I'm a sergeant in the Milwaukee Police Department.
I'm glad you still have a job.
Thank you.
Now, how long have you been sergeant?
Been a sergeant for about 4 months.
And prior to being a sergeant, how were you employed?
I was a detective with the city of Milwaukee.
And what was your assignment?
I was assigned to the homicide unit for approximately 4 years.
Now, I want to draw your attention to September 22nd of 2020.
Here's how they
Were you
probably
involved
was.
regarding a homicide investigation that occurred on that day in which Jason Cleereman was killed?
I was.
All right. Now, in particular, I want to draw your attention to the address of 2916 North Dousman. Are you familiar with that address?
I am.
Okay. And what was your involvement with that address?
Sure. I responded to that address along with the tactical enforcement unit to execute or to assist in the execution of a search warrant regarding a homicide investigation in which Mr. Cleereman was the victim.
Okay. And to be clear, Milwaukee Police Department had, pulled security stills, gotten some video in an attempt to figure out who this possible suspect shooter was. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you received some tips as to a possible identity. Is that correct?
Correct.
Including people associated with the suspect's family.
Correct.
And who is the person that people associated with the family told the police was the suspect?
Theodore Edgecomb.
Okay. Now, as a result of that investigation, were you able to secure, along with other members of the Milwaukee Police Department, a search warrant at 2916 North Dousman?
Yes, a search warrant was drafted, applied for, and approved.
Now, I want to kind of go bit by bit in terms of some.
Welcome, Mo Raiders. Mo Raid. Woohoo. Tammy Bugard. Good to see you. Mo Raid. Cynthia. Retired firefighter number 42. Mo Raid. Yes. Give Mo Raiders a big warm welcome. They are definitely part of this wonderful group that we have that comes over here and it just has a good time. Yeah. Oh yeah, we have good times here.
Certain items that were recovered. I want to start off down in the basement. Were you present for the recovery or in fact recover yourself items down in the basement?
I was.
Showing you what has been marked as State's Exhibit number 56. Do you recognize that?
Yes, it was a bicycle.
Okay. And as we're showing State's Exhibit number 56, I'm going to do a close-up on State's Exhibit number 57. That's not just any bicycle, that appears to be a specific type, is that correct?
Correct.
And if we're looking here at State's Exhibit number 58, what do we see that it is?
It's a GMC Denali with the number 700, green, primarily black with some green stripes along with the white lettering of the GMC Denali.
Okay. I'm also going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 59. Do you recognize that?
I do. That's the handlebar portion of that same bicycle.
Okay. Now,
Good.
this bicycle appeared to match the bicycle that had been used by the suspect. Is that correct?
No, we appreciate all you guys. Tamara. Sorry, I was just looking. So many Tammys and Tamaras and Tammy Bugard and oh my gosh, yes, all you wonderful folks. We appreciate you guys so much. True fact, Mo asked for a Mega Chippy to be brought out. Mega Chippy. That's a big chipper.
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to show you what has been marked as State's Exhibit number 60. Did you have portions of the bicycle swabbed for possible DNA?
They were.
Your Honor, the state would move State's Exhibit number 56 through 60 in evidence.
No objection.
Received.
So many Tammys.
I'm going to show you what has been marked as State's Exhibit number
Welcome,
61.
Squid Bro.
Do you see where we're looking here?
Good to see you, Squid Bro. It is so good to see you, Captain Kern. Oh, yeah. We love the Tammy invasion.
Yes.
What are we looking at?
That's a bed which is located in the northeast bedroom of the address at 2916 North
Good to see you,
Dousman.
Stacey
That's going to be
Ann.
one of the
Glad you
bedrooms
could
in
make
the
it.
residence.
All right, now if we are, I'm just going to see if I lower, we can see that there's some things on the bed, is that correct?
Correct.
Appears to be, we can see some documentation as well as a piece of paper, some things with a name on it. Do I have that right?
Yes. The two that I can see are two scrub-a-dub receipts that have the name of Theo E, which I believe to be Theo, I believe to be the defendant in this case. And then there's also a handwritten sheet of paper, a handwritten envelope with the name of Theodore Edgecomb on it.
Showing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 62. Can we see that?
Yes, it's the handwritten envelope with his name. And there's also what I believe is a YMCA athletic membership card.
Showing you it's been marked as State's Exhibit number 63. Can we see that card in a little better relief?
Yes, that has his picture and along with his name and birthday.
All right. Showing you what has been marked as State's Exhibit, or I'm going to move into evidence 61 through 63. Now, we had talked about a number of those documents. I'm going to show you what has been marked as State's Exhibits number
Hey, John,
79
good to see you.
through 81. Actually, before I do that, let me make sure the defense has seen it.
You could be dangerous. That would be awesome. I like danger. Danger's so much fun. Hey, Ghost, how you doing? Good day from within the redirect.
While they're doing that, I'll
Good
move
to
on
see
so we
you.
don't have too much time. I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 64. And let me move that back just a little bit and come out. Now, Detective, sorry, Sergeant.
Wee woo. Wee
Yes, Mo. How you
I'm
doing?
coming back as that donkey. I've decided if I have to, do reincarnation, I'm either coming back as a very spoiled cat or that donkey, that particular one. If
That
time is
particular one.
circular.
It could be. It could be. So why not? Why not come back as that particular donkey?
Yes, and I may have to leave expeditiously. Apparently, God is pissed off with Indiana, which I can understand.
Well, yeah. And Kaiser was running the same thing, so no worries if you have to. It's absolutely fine. Be
Well,
safe.
so
Be safe.
my youngest is like, okay, I understand that there's a tornado, but will the internet be down? He has his priorities.
Yeah, I mean, if the internet's down, even if we're in the shelter, I still want to
Yeah,
get my Wi-Fi.
It's like, I want to play Roblox. Just like, oh, for the love of all that is holy.
Yeah, Indiana, Ohio currently have tornadoes on the ground, so yeah, pay real close attention.
Are you
Aw,
okay?
Mo.
Yeah, I just started.
How much did you spend?
Like, because I had to get sticky boobs. And then,
Oh,
All right. Sorry about that. I was trying to mute Mo, and I ended up muting
sorry,
myself
I
instead.
forgot to mute, and
Oh no, it happens. I was like trying to do it.
it is prom week. So my middle daughter is doing like the prom setup, and
Nice.
the older daughter is, actually going to prom with friends. But apparently, we needed a sticky bra.
Hey,
As-
sticky bras are fun. They're
It's just like,
they hurt whenever you rip them
Cora,
off.
I'm so sorry.
I
Oh, well,
love hearing Mo. I love hearing Mo being a mom. Yeah.
Well, she was completely soaked. They decided to go to Walmart like right now of all times when there's, a gajillion, and I can never remember, is it a warning or a watch? And I know there's a taco meme that makes it and explains it, but that is just not relevant information that I keep.
Well, tell them to wait until after, because if it gets hit by a tornado, then you'll just pick it up off the ground. You'll have what you need.
Yeah, free sticky bra.
Free sticky bras.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's awesome.
Who was listed or who lived at this residence?
I believe her name was last name Menzel, along with Mr. Edgecomb.
Okay. A Ruby Mazel, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And was she present when the search warrant occurred?
Yes.
All right.
Oh,
Now, what are we looking at here in State's Exhibit number 64?
That's a closet
they
in the
got
same
married,
northeast bedroom.
too.
In that closet,
so.
I can see one of the two magazines for a firearm. There's also a Farm and Fleet bag with paperwork as well.
Okay, now, before we get to the...
let's put it this way. There was a certain jazz band that they have Jazz Fest here in Atlanta every year. Well, not every year, but as far as I can remember, for quite some time they've had it. And one year there was a like, her father is pretty well known in the Cuban jazz community and stuff like that. And she's this lovely singer, but they have this different idea of sunbathing, which usually it meant that they would just sunbathe in the nude, which is really cool. You know, it being at Chastain Park in the heat of the summer, and you're covered in, you're soaking in sweat because you've been moving equipment all day, and you come walking by and you're just wait a second.
Did I just see a naked person?
There was breasts hanging out here, like, and they're very
And then
nice
all your
breasts.
worries went away.
Yeah, you're just like, wow, this is pretty awesome. I like this. And so she got like all bathed up, and I guess she had like all the suntan lotion on or whatever. And then, you know, she got it all wiped down, and then she put on the little sticky bra like to hold her stuff on, because she didn't wear a bra. It was just attached to her. So that way she could have her bare back. And whenever she got finished with her thing, she had to pull it off, and it was like the sticky tape on her. She's like, I hate that every time, because it hits all the sensitive spots. And
you're supposed to put things over them so you don't. How did we get? Yeah.
Well, we were talking about boobs. I mean, boobs are a wonderful thing to talk about.
1 second.
There we go. We'll just get to start.
Farm and Fleet Bag, I want to just talk about State's Exhibit number 65.
9 unfired cartridges, and the other magazine was empty. I believe both of them had a capacity of approximately 19 rounds apiece. As I stated, one was loaded, one was unloaded.
I'll show you what has been marked as State's Exhibits numbers 75, 74, and 76. I'd ask you to take a look at those for me.
Can we open it, sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Wow. Burner phones?
No, closer to the mic. Closer.
Yeah.
I do. So he is a level 4 Danny Glover, close to retirement with Chris.
Thank you. Now, detective, sorry, just dealing with something.
Yep. Exactly.
To begin with, taking a look at State's Exhibit number 76, when we opened it, and we pull out, what was in it?
Cartridges.
What caliber?
9mm.
Okay, how many of them were there?
9.
Your Honor, the State would move State's Exhibit number 76 in evidence.
Proceed.
Now, additionally, you referred to 2 other items that were recovered, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, and which one was in which? 13 and 15, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, now, if we are looking at these, what are these?
Those are magazines for a firearm.
And when we're referring to a magazine, we're not referring to like Sports Illustrated, are we?
Correct.
What are a magazine in terms of firearms?
A magazine is
that a
it's
woman's
an item
suit?
that goes into a firearm, into a semi.
Who?
The prosecutor. It looks like it's a more of a female cut, but
You
I
know.
could be wrong.
He's your Diet Coke drinking manly man.
I know, but he's so skinny. How is that button straining that much? He's so skinny. Go up a size, my dude.
Well, he's run out of suits. You know, he doesn't.
That's
make
why
a
he's
whole lot of
drinking
money.
all the Diet Pops.
Exactly. He used to weigh 600 pounds. Now he just weighs a little bit over 220.
He's Dr. Now's success story.
Yes.
Automatic firearm in which live cartridges are loaded into the magazine. That magazine, once loaded, fully or partially loaded, is inserted into a firearm. After a firearm is fired, rounds that remain in the magazine chamber into the firearm, and it's used in a semi-automatic firearm, those are magazines for a semi-automatic firearm.
Are these, in fact, the 9mm magazines that were recovered from that residence with Ruby Mizell, but paperwork to Theo Edgecomb?
Yes, there was paperwork in the room to Theo Edgecomb and paperwork to Ruby Mizell, yes.
Okay. And just to be very clear, these are the 2 magazines that were recovered from there, is that correct?
Correct.
Horrible question earlier, I apologize. Your Honor, State moves 74 and 75 in evidence.
Proceed.
Did you find any firearm?
No.
Did you look for one?
Yes.
Did you attempt to see if Any other firearm-related evidence was recovered?
We did.
Now, I'm going to show you what has been marked as State's Exhibit number 71. Does that show the shorter magazine in a certain way?
It does.
And what does that show us?
It shows that magazine, which is loaded with the cartridges that we just had up here in front of me on the table.
Okay. Now, Your Honor, the state would move State's Exhibit number 71, 65, and 64 into evidence.
Any objection?
No objection.
Proceed.
I also want to draw your attention.
B. Ivory Lamar is like, I'm just going to be quiet now.
Oh, yeah. Good night
To State's Exhibit number 72. I'd ask you to take a look at this for me and tell me if you recognize it.
I do.
What is it?
It's a firearm cleaning kit, in particular a pistol cleaning kit, which was located on top of a bassinet in the same bedroom, child's bassinet.
Child's bassinet, and we have a pistol cleaning kit on the top of it. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Is it specific to a caliber, or is it just for any pistol?
Any generally cleaning kits or any pistol, and I believe this one is just for any pistol as well.
Any pistol?
You say that again. You say that again.
Detective? Generally, pistol or cleaning kits are universal for pistols, but I believe this was just a universal pistol kit. I don't believe this was a pistol kit particular for that gun.
Okay. State moves State's Exhibit number 72 in evidence.
Any objection? Proceed.
Now, you found magazines, you found a pistol cleaning kit. You had previously mentioned that there was a farm and fleet bag, or I should say fleet farm. I don't want to forget two brothers own the same, basically similar businesses. But in State's Exhibit number 61, do you recognize that?
I do.
What is that?
That's a Fleet Farm bag.
And what,
Plastic.
if anything, was recovered inside that?
Paperwork for a firearm.
I'm going to show you what has been marked as State's Exhibit number 68. Do you recognize that?
I do.
What is
Oh my
that?
gosh,
That's
they're
a
buying
look inside of the
clothes. I
bag,
thought that
which
was
recovers,
illegal
which
in
holds the
Karen
paperwork.
Reid case.
Exactly.
It's a photo of the inside of the bag, which has paperwork in it.
Okay. And if we are looking here at State's Exhibit number 70, what are we seeing there?
That's a firearms order form.
It was a cleaning kit, I think.
And
Yeah.
what is that form related to?
The purchase of a firearm from.
Yeah, so it's a cleaning kit. That's all it is. And basically what they're going to point out is that there's, if I'm not mistaken, he probably had one of those cheap ass Taurus pistols and only handles, 9mm, so only handles like 10 rounds, and there was one missing out of the magazine.
Yeah, and it's also showing that, he has all the accoutrement of, a force multiplier. So it was there. He had one. It was not a figment of my imagination. No matter how
Exactly.
many times they subject me to watching the video with two grainy 8-bit, people that I can barely see.
Well, he was a here's the thing. He was a he had the ability to carry up until the point that he was bail jumping for
Well, and I think
domestic
he got a
abuse.
DV. Yeah, he got a DV charge from the woman who married him.
Yeah.
He got a that. Okay.
Yeah. That's exactly okay.
Fireman Fleet.
Okay. Does it have a serial number on it?
I believe it does. I don't see it here though.
Additionally, I want to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 78. Do you recognize that paperwork?
I do.
What is that?
This is the same form that's pictured in the on the screen.
And what form does that tell us?
That's the firearms report, and this does have a serial number that's on it.
Okay. Now, in particular, from the receipt, can you tell us the caliber of the firearm that was purchased?
Yep, a 9mm.
Didn't find one in the house, right?
That is correct.
State move 78 in evidence.
Proceed.
All right. Now, last, I'm just going to go through very quickly State's Exhibit number 79 through 82. You previously have taken a look at some of these. Can you tell me what they are?
Looks like there's a one on the ground in potentially large damage tornado on the ground right now.
Oh wow.
Throughout the night.
I used to live down near Evansville.
I think Louisville.
Okay.
Kentucky,
Oh,
we'll have to
you
watch
watch
out.
Ryan Hall, y'all too.
Cincinnati, you guys are going to have to watch out. Dayton,
Yeah.
Ohio,
Such a nerd.
Columbus. I think all of you guys are going to have to
Uh-huh.
deal with some of this stuff as we go later into the evening. So just keep that in mind. And if you know anybody in those places, please let them know that we're going to be here all night, commercial free,
Oof.
nonstop until we're not needed anymore.
Except my dude,
Captain
Ryan
Kerr,
Hall.
did we just become best friends?
Jeez. Yeah, I just want to make sure that if anybody's in this area, that
Really
there's
concerned about our friends in Rice and
one potentially
Continental,
going
Ohio.
around.
Remember, this is, once again, a really developed part of Ohio, it seems. We've got a lot of small towns and communities out here. We're hoping that everybody's in their safe spots from Continental to Wisterman, all the way over to Gallup, Prentice, and Deschler, Ohio,
So I'm moving in.
and Leipzig.
So it says radar indicated
shelter.
Paulding County, Ohio, Rush County, Indiana, Defiance
Additionally,
County, Ohio, Henry
tornado
County, Ohio,
warning
Paulding County,
observed.
Ohio.
Tornado warning for St. Mary's, Moulton,
Severe
and
thunderstorms.
Buckland. Y'all take shelter as well. And then we've got a radar indicated tornado warning, but honestly, a really concerning looking velocity signature here moving towards Greenville, Ohio. If you're in Greenville, Ohio, I would highly, highly, highly recommend you to take shelter now if you haven't already. And if you know anybody in Greenville, you should let them know what's going on here.
Oof.
It looks like it's just
Our
missing
radar
the-
indicated PDS tornado warning
Yeah.
continues for places like Everton and Dunlapsville in Indiana. You
Who the
guys should
hell
take
lives in
shelter.
Dunlapsville?
And then our biggest storm,
Well,
and honestly the one that
somebody does.
we're getting the best shots of down there from our
Maybe
storm
it's
chasers,
5 or 6 people, but
is
My-
continuing
my
to
grandma
show
used to
concerning
say
signs on velocity of
that.
maybe
She
a
used to
tornado
say he's
down
got
right here near
Dunlap
Richland.
disease.
So
You know, his belly
you know,
Dunlapped
everybody out
over
in front of
his
this thing all the way
belt.
over to Andersonville
yeah.
needs to be in their safe
Oh, yeah.
spots.
That's so awesome. Yeah, most of these places I've been to.
Oh wow. It does scare me. We are lucky to have a basement, and they just put in a closer warning siren.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, those things will oof, this is
Yeah, you know, I think I'm
I
gonna
did
do this when I retire. Just gonna drive and watch storms.
Hey Ryan, actually just spoke with Bryce Shelton, and there's been a funnel now. It's about halfway down to the ground, and it's been persisting for a couple of minutes now. For some reason, it's not quite shaping up into a tornado, and also you are muted.
Oh, it happens.
How long have I been muted?
Just a couple of seconds. You're good, buddy.
Oh my gosh, sorry about that.
It's like, welcome to the rest of us.
Do you have an exact location on Jennifer? Is she on the same storm as Bryce? Is that what we're looking at there?
Yeah, I can actually go ahead and send you over the LSM map in stream text if you want to just keep an eye on that. Justin also, he's one of the other ones we just added in. He is on the far westernly storms that are appearing to have hooks right now.
Yeah, we'll just keep
All
an
right,
eye
so
on
we've got
this, you know.
a couple different storm chasers to choose from. We're
We're
going to be
getting really heavy
switching back
rain
and
right
forth between the
now.
2 and the 3 view here. But I want to make sure you guys can see what's going on here between
This is-
Jennifer
well, I can
and
remove
Bryce as
the,
they analyze this storm that comes up
remove this
into
real quick so you guys can see it.
the
Tornado.
Andersonville area. Remember, this is a tornado warned storm, and we've got eyes on it on the ground here as it comes towards Andersonville, Indiana.
Yeah, we're trying to keep you guys up to date. Just if you're in any of these areas, just be safe.
Yeah, please.
Because these storms don't play.
Okay. So
No.
we're watching this obviously very closely here as Bryce and Jennifer continue to give us information. I unfortunately think we're about to see, a couple of different tornado warnings over the next 30 minutes or so as we continue to see rotation pick up on the bottom side of these storms that are kind of rolling towards Hope and Greensburg in Indiana. We also have storms continuing to develop down here in Illinois, over towards southern Indiana. We now have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings up here in northeastern Kentucky.
So get ready for some quarter-sized
A new
hail
tornado warning has
up
been
there
issued.
near Vanceburg and Concord. Flemingsburg, same thing with you guys. Maybe some small hail and some damaging
Also,
winds
who
moving into
names a
Poplar
town
Grove.
Flemingsburg? Sounds like you have to cough.
So we just
Oh,
got a
that's-
new
look at that. Oof.
warning, I believe, a new
Oh.
tornado warning.
That's that right there.
A
is
new
the-
tornado warning has been
A
issued.
couple of new tornado warnings. We're going to talk
Fayette
about both
County,
of them now.
Union County,
Okay,
Wayne
so first of
County,
all, we've got
Rowan County.
Wapakoneta under a tornado warning. Unfortunately, this is one of the areas that we talked about not too long ago in our really significant Ohio tornado outbreak in March. I know we've got a lot of friends over here in Wapakoneta and Russell's Point, Ohio. This is a tornado warning for you now. Unfortunately, we need you to get into your safe spot right now.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Lewis County, Kentucky, and Adams
Hey,
County,
Kaiser,
keep an eye
Ohio,
on
now
this, Kaiser.
under a tornado warning as
Wizard of
well.
Oz?
Yeah.
We have 9
I can't-
tornado warnings today.
I'm like
So
honestly
as of right now, and my goodness, you can see why there's
Everything
a
has
decent
gone
area
either
of
north of
rotation
me or
moving
south
up
of me.
Well,
I'm hoping for a
Covedale,
new roof,
Queens,
and
Rome,
nature is
and
just like,
Jimmer,
nah, screw Kaiser.
in between the
Sorry,
Kentucky and
Kaiser.
Ohio border there in Kentucky. Wow.
The
Can we see the
unfairness
tops of
it
these yet?
all. To
Well, if
Kaiser.
at,
Nope,
any,
we're
if any
blocked.
point you guys
Go ahead,
need to
Andy.
jump off, just
A
you
new
know,
Just
tornado
another,
warning has been
story
issued.
Here. I'm
Or-
very concerned about the
or just jump
Greenville
off either
area
which
in
way.
Ohio in
Yeah, I don't know
particular.
if
They are under a
if it's
tornado
just the
warning, but you
stream
can
audio, but I
barely
can
see
barely
that
hear you,
storm
you're
from
all
the
shizzy.
Dayton terminal radar.
okay.
That's
Well,
well
I
to the
can-
north
I
of
can fix
Dayton
that.
here, so it's
Yeah,
close
they're
enough to
really
the
loud,
storm
I
where
can
we have
barely hear
a
you.
look much lower. And I
No.
do think that circulation is even distorting the velocity there
Is that
from the
better?
terminal radar. So I think this storm is
No better?
quite
A new tornado
worrisome
warning
as
has
it
been
enters
issued.
Greenville, Ohio. No debris signature on that yet from any of our WSR
better?
88Ds, but I just about bet that we see a tornado warning out
I can
ahead of
still
this
just
for
barely hear you,
Gettysburg,
man.
Bradford, and Covington, and
Better?
I think it's
Piqua
this
or
guy
Piqua
talking. I mean, he
in
just, like-
in Ohio here, approaching Interstate 75
better?
in
Better,
Miami
worse, better,
County,
worse, better, worse,
Ohio.
better,
I mean, I can
worse.
hear
All right,
you.
thank
but,
you, Andy.
Like, you're the very
Greenville,
periphery of my hearing.
Ohio. We were talking about
Is
you
that
earlier.
better?
Hopefully, everybody in
Any
that
better?
town is in their safe
That's
spot.
better, yes.
This is
Okay.
a pretty dangerous situation here, as it does look like a tornado is
Cool.
developing right over town, maybe. And then we've got to worry about what's going to happen downstream here in Gettysburg, Bradford, and Covington. Y'all get ready, and y'all watch out. It's going to be a very dangerous storm, and we just got a bunch of other tornado warnings in a small period of time there as well. I'm going to try to go through all of them here. New warning for
right.
Liberty,
But I hate my
Brownsville,
distraction
Boston,
during
and
someone's
West
live. Oh,
College
you're not a
Corner
distraction
there
ever.
in Indiana.
Don't worry about
that's a really concerning area of rotation as well.
I can
Please
bring
get to
this
shelter quickly in
down a little bit
Brownsville, Indiana. I want to go ahead and remind you guys that we still have
There we
a
go.
tornado warning for Andersonville and Mount Auburn as well. You guys should be in your safe spot. And then I want to go back up to the north a little bit and tell you about our observed tornado warning that continues for Continental Hector, Miller City, New Cleveland, Prentice, and Belmore in Ohio. All of you guys should be under in your safe spot. Wapakoneta, still watching the storm moving towards
We'll
you.
keep an eye on it, but
this continues
we'll
to
go
look
back
more
to-
and more
go back to
concerning as
the-
we do see a
the
little
trial
bit
here.
more of a
There you
uptick
go.
in
There
rotation
is a
here.
Hindu
We could have a
stand
tornado
in,
forming here.
The YMCA card,
Indianapolis or Indiana.
male with the name of Theodore.
There is a town named Hindustan. I
Hindustan.
cannot right now.
I love it. I used to want to be a meteorologist, but I went strict to medical field. It's all right. It's all right. Sky is weird here. Some blue sky and sunshine, dark sky, pouring rain. Just keep an eye on it. Just keep an eye on it.
Edgecomb, along with
Yeah,
the
we're in
handwritten name on the outside of an envelope.
Yeah, it's just for
But we haven't
thunderstorms,
got
right?
any- yeah, we haven't gotten any warnings yet, so that's probably going to pass right through.
Okay.
Yep. I'm sorry, guys.
We
I'm
got
being
a new
paged again.
roof.
I'm gonna have to go. Sorry.
Oh,
Hey, no,
okay.
you take care, brother. It's fine.
Yeah.
You know how to get here.
And a pay stub with the name of Theodore Edgecomb.
So a number of different documents connecting Theodore Edgecomb to this residence of Dowsman where the bike was found. Is that correct?
Correct.
Your Honor, the state would move 79 through 82 in evidence.
No objection.
Proceed.
What day did you do this search warrant, Detective?
September 28th.
Of 2020?
Yeah, correct. September 28th of 2020.
Okay. So approximately 6 days after the homicide, the Milwaukee Police Department has a possible identity.
Correct.
About a week later.
Yep.
And search warrant, Ruby Mizell is there, but no defendant.
Correct.
No Theodore Edgecomb.
That is correct.
No gun.
Correct. No gun.
Nothing else.
Cross.
Just one moment, Your Honor.
Yeah, he hits him hard, hits him fast, gets his questions in,
Thank you.
knows what the
All right,
answer is
step
going to be,
down.
and
Thank
moves
you.
on.
Thank you.
Yes. And doesn't do a bunch of fanfare or ridiculous.
Your Honor, at this time, because the defense has a witness that is only available today, we've agreed to allow them to call their witness out of order.
Fine. Who's the witness?
Your Honor, we would call Mark Robinson. We would ask the court for 5 minutes so that we can bring our witness in the hallway, please.
Oh,
Wait, is Mark
Only. It's already
Robinson
4:05. 5 minutes.
the
Take a brief
expert?
recess. Ladies and gentlemen,
he is the horrible expert.
Oh my God, yes. This was so funny. It was tragic.
Well, it was
Because-
tragic, but this guy was so bad. So bad, he gets tore up on cross. Just completely tore up on cross.
Yeah, and even the judge has to jump on him saying, you know that this is cross, they get to ask you questions.
Yeah.
You'd think a former police officer would know that.
I don't think he was ever a police officer, was he? Wasn't he just a like security guard?
I thought he was a police officer, but then he quit to social justice
Yes.
reforms.
Yeah. It's bad.
Yeah.
Follow my bailiff out, please.
See, I never know whenever my microphone is too low.
Recess off the record.
It's hard because you don't hear it, and you can kind of get a little messed up or think you're doing great. You're not.
Oh yeah. Let me see. We should be getting the next one in the. Yeah, here it is.
And
Further testimony given in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Please be seated. State your full name, spelling first and last for the record.
Sure, it's
yeah.
Nathan, Nathan. Last name is Butts, Butz.
Oh, this is the one we just watched. Okay, we just watched that one, and we watched that one. Okay, so I don't know what happened.
Okay.
That was weird. So let me see if this is the one.
past 4:15. We're going to go over about another half an hour and then we'll break. I appreciate your patience today and over the last number of days. This next witness is a defense witness.
this
the
is-
defense is calling this witness.
This is not the social justice one.
He's being called out of order after this witness is done either
Is this
today
the
or Monday.
woman
We'll continue
that
with.
showed up
No.
in like a tank top.
It's a dude.
I think there's hopefully just a few more states witnesses. Make sense? All right. Sir, can you stand, raise your right hand, be sworn in, please?
As you're going to see, this is only like 15 minutes
Further
here.
testimony you given in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Please be seated. State your full name, spelling first and last for the record.
My name is
Oh,
Mark
he's the one
Robinson,
that-
spelled
the,
M-A-R-C-R-O.
Oh, yeah. How much of his per diem was just for a look, this is fluffy on fluffy crime, but for the, buffet.
Uh-huh.
B-I-N-S-O-N.
Just sitting down.
Yes.
Good afternoon, Mr. Robinson. Where are you employed?
The name of my company is Authentic Forensics.
Okay.
Authentic Forensics.
Use the microphone, speak up, please. Sorry.
Mr. Robertson, where's your business located?
In Wayne, New Jersey.
Okay, and what services do you provide?
I provide analysis, enhancement, and authentication on audio and video files.
And how long have you been providing these services?
Full-time since 2014.
And if you could tell us a little bit about your education.
I have a degree in electronic engineering technologies. I'm a certified audio-video forensic analyst, and I'm also a certified cybercrime examiner.
Are you involved in any forensic organizations?
I'm an expert for the state of, an audio-video forensic expert for the state of New Jersey, Office of Public Defenders. On the board of directors of the Scientific Association of Forensic Examiners, and I serve as the education chair. I'm also the manager of Forensics, Audio Video Innovations and Solutions, which is a professional organization with over 6,000 active members.
Okay. And have you had a paper published in an industry magazine?
I was published in July of 20 in eForensics magazine.
Thanks,
And have you ever
Tammy.
testified in
Appreciate
federal
it.
court before?
I have.
Okay. And where was the last time that you testified in federal court?
Last time I testified was in Sioux City, Iowa. Case was State of Iowa versus Dwight Charles Evans.
Okay. And what was that case regarding?
It was a homicide.
And who retained your services in that case?
The Woodbury County Prosecutor's Office.
Okay, so in that case, you worked for the prosecution, correct?
That's correct.
All right. And my office contacted you about a surveillance video we wanted you to examine and enhance. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And how did you receive this video?
I received it electronically through a secure file transfer.
Okay. And how did you begin your examination of the
I
video?
did an airdrop.
Whenever I receive a piece of digital evidence, first thing I want to do is create a working copy. It's called a working copy.
I love it.
So how you do that is you take the original file, you run it through a program that generates a hash output. The hash is a long series of letters and numbers, and you can think of it as kind of a digital fingerprint of that file. It's unique to that file.
Don't care.
Yeah, I'm more worried about.
Okay. Mr. Roberts.
We're worried about what?
Look, sir, get a walking pad. That's all I got to say. You're
Yeah.
sweating. I can just smell the salami smell, and I know that's incredibly prejudicial, but this man sweats garlic.
Yes. You can smell it. You can smell it from here.
What are we looking at here?
This is the video that I exported out of Video Cleaner. So the original video, my goal was to improve the viewability of the video. So I adjusted the levels to make it a little brighter in the darker regions. I also added a little sharpening to make the details a little clearer.
Okay. And if we go ahead and play the entirety of the video, please.
They just want to show this video again, and it's sped up.
And you still can't see anything.
Nope.
This was so frustrating to watch this over and over again, and I never saw it. I was like, is this a Rorschach test? I mean, I got my eyes checked, and they're okay.
See, they're going for a self-defense. What he's trying to point out is right about here. Watch whenever it's going to look like he lunges towards
And
it.
if we go ahead and play the entirety of the video, please.
Just watch. It'll.
Yeah, but lunging
Watch.
or falling forward because your head is perforated.
And that's all that they're trying to show. That's all they're trying to get out of it. And I am not going to go through this whole thing again. As he zooms in, and it's just complete BS.
Captain Kern, good to
No more questions for you.
I wouldn't understand either.
Nothing, thank you.
Oh.
All right,
love
you
it.
can step down.
This deli meat's another proper application to the
Forget
person.
it.
Yeah, he's just like,
Very
eh,
professional.
yes. I love it. Yeah, from someone that just graduated as a cybersecurity professional, the software he used is crap. Adobe could do a better job. That is very true.
If the state has another witness, we can at least start with that person.
Honestly, Judge, I just saw what the defense gave me right there before, so I thought it was going to take a little longer. So I didn't have any other witness. I thought this was going to take some hands. Can we-
Yeah, no, your witness is crap. I mean,
Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, it does look a little bit clearer at the beginning, but again, I cannot see anything. So
no,
this was monumentally frustrating as a person watching this trial
yes,
because we kept showing this video ad nauseum, and no, I couldn't see anything.
no, that was the thing. So let's see what they have to say, and we'll go to the next one because
I don't have anything else.
How many additional witnesses are you expecting Monday?
4 or 5.
All of them relatively short?
Fairly short, yeah.
think.
All right, that being the case, ladies and gentlemen, we'll break for today. It's 4:30. Obviously, or hopefully it's obvious, I'm trying to being here on time, being back. A few things. Obviously, as you've heard all week this week, I'm going to ask that you not walk a page or somebody instruction, or even your bartender. Please don't discuss it with. There was a lot of testimony today.
Bartender.
I don't know about you guys, but that's the first time I ever noticed the difference between farm and fleet farm. I'm dead serious. I've never noticed that in my entire life, that there were two separate firms. But years ago, I presided in a probate case, and so you learn something new every day. Have a good weekend, everybody. Go Packers. We'll see you on Monday at 8:30.
Did he
See.
Before we go,
Judge Schroeder?
your clerk pointed out that 68 and 70 had been moved in.
68 and 70?
68 and 70.
Fine. They're received. Again, go Packers. See you on Monday.
Go Packers. I love it. Go Packers. See you again Monday. He's just Borowski.
Oh, and then how pissed off he is because something in the sports ball went wrong.
Oh yeah.
Look, my mom loves football, and I have been resistant to learning because I'm like, why not tackle the guy before he has the ball? This makes no sense.
Yeah.
You'll take him out. And she's like, that's not fair. And I was like, then I don't understand this game.
Yeah, because
I'm
that's
not gonna learn it.
we're supposed to hurt them before they get the ball, right? Like they should be carrying swords, right? I mean,
Hey, I'm willing to go full Hunger Games on some of these people. Send them to Snake Island naked and afraid. I'm telling you, we would figure out the debt because everyone would pay at least $5 to see it. We could fund Social Security.
oh yeah.
It
Oh
may
yeah,
be
you could.
morally unethical, but if you spent 10 minutes with Daryl Brooks, I mean,
If I spent 10 minutes with Daryl Brooks, he would be able to spend just a couple of those with me. That would be about it. Just saying. I would spend the whole 10 minutes. He wouldn't.
well, I mean, everyone wants to see Math Boy fly. The prison
True.
edition. And it looks like this is passing us. We got some really heavy rain, but nothing else. There's a little bit of storms that might be coming on the back of that, but they don't look like they're big
Yeah, they don't.
yet. Linda, we were just doing kabuki theater. The masks, the face diapers, the
Looks like the county my uncle and aunt are in is under a tornado.
oh,
Tornado warning. So pull it up here in just a second. So yeah, I just saw that the county that they're in is under a tornado warning.
well, I'm wondering if they're working on. There seems to be a lot of weather things.
Debris
lately,
signature
but-
or a continued debris signature. So
It's just that
we
time of
do
year.
believe
This
that we
is-
have a
Well,
tornado
yeah,
here
this is nothing new.
coming
It
into
just-
the
No.
general
maybe-
Wapakoneta area. So take shelter now.
I don't know
maybe
about
all the way
any
over
other
there
place,
towards
but we had a really rapid
Union,
warming
Uniopolis
from
and
winter to
Waynesfield.
spring.
Well, but you and then you got a lot of cooling too. So
Yeah.
so you got hot, you got cold, you got hot, you got cold,
Well,
and
get a
and
storm.
what it is, yeah, that's always going to happen, especially whenever you're in Tornado Alley. Yes,
Well,
Tornado
and
Alley is
it's
still
La
the same
Nina,
area.
so
Yeah.
the weather patterns are going to shift a bit.
Yep.
But climate has changed always.
Yes. Yes. Constantly.
The problem is I don't know that, again, if you believe and espouse these things, then go to the two biggest polluters, China and India, and tell them to stop.
Yeah. Because the U.S. is probably one of the cleanest that you're going to run into. And as populous as the United States is, we are very large, very expansive, and we don't have a very large population. And if you go to places like Canada, they have even less of a population and a lot more land. And then you drop down to Mexico and they have lots of land and lots of people, but the people are circulated into larger cities. So, I mean,
I don't see the point of terrifying our children, like saying the world is going to end.
No.
Leonard Nimoy did that in the 70s with Ice Cube Earth.
Yeah.
Can we go full circle? I demand Ice Age Earth. Is the
Oh
new
no,
conspiracy.
I want it warmer, damn it. I want oceans to rise, because here in Georgia, that means that I've got prime real estate really close to a beach.
It
Damn it.
also doesn't ring true that all the people that are telling us, the world is going to end are buying beachfront properties.
Oh, you be safe. You be safe.
Yes,
if you
please.
got to go, no worries. You jump off and go.
Yeah.
Yeah, sending everyone prayers. I said I want the oceans to rise so I can have some beachfront property. And then I don't have to move to get to the beach, and I'll get like all kinds of flood cars. It'll be awesome.
That is true. I had not thought of that.
Just like it'd be great. It'd be great. Maybe a couple of earthquakes, things like that.
Okay. But if you're closer to the ocean, doesn't the ocean down there include gators? Because I am not a fan of the gators.
It's
I know
okay. You got to eat something.
Swamp puppy is good, apparently. Tastes just like chicken. Everything tastes just like chicken.
Everybody thinks this. It's only because you get the news more often than you did before. That's the only reason why it seems like you're getting more.
Used to be
True, we
stretched
didn't
and
have
produce a tornado here.
24-hour, news cycle and multiple people,
You didn't have
updating with
Yes, you didn't have the storm trackers. You didn't have all of the technology that you did back in the 80s and 70s and 60s and the 90s and the early 2000s. You didn't have all of the technology that you have now.
Yes.
That's the only reason why it seems like there's more going on. Just like you will think that there's
Also-
more trials going on, more murder trials and things like that. And there's no more or less than there was before. They're just, you notice them a lot more because now they're brought forward on the tubes, on the internet, on TV.
Yes. Now, Shizzy, who do I need to take to a civil lawsuit to stop this abomination? Twisters 2, Electric Boogaloo? Like,
Is that what it's
can we
called?
well, no. I think it's
Oh.
called Twisters.
Is that like some sort of sex thing? Because, I'm just not.
No, they're making a soft reboot / reimagination for current, current times.
Yeah.
Remake, basically. This is just, it's the dumbest thing I will never watch. Must miss TV.
Yeah. By the way, who's excited for the second Twister movie? Yeah.
I
No.
would rather watch that, Super Tornado, the like B cheesy movie.
Oh, Sharknado.
Hey, although Tara Reid looks, look, I'm not going to skinny shame, but holy God, give her a sandwich.
Yeah.
Because a fluffer nutter,
Yep.
all calories.
Good. No, the laundry room is finally back open. Yahoo! Woo. Your favorite movie is Twister?
Yeah, Bill Paxton. Gone too soon.
Yeah. All right, we'll get back
He seemed
to
like a
Edgecomb.
genuine guy too.
Yeah.
I mean,
The defense submitted to me today a letter and an affidavit about their paralegal, Ms. Sheldon. I read the affidavit from Ms. Sheldon, or a copy of it. This had to do with a ruling last week, or potentially two rulings, and the possibility that Ms. Sheldon and or the defense could have made Ms. Sheldon either a witness or potentially a witness. I'm certainly not going to relitigate my ruling on the Facebook post or alleged Facebook, I guess, cover page. But state have any objection to her coming back in?
No.
Fine, then I'll grant the request from the defense, and Ms. Sheldon can come back in and continue to assist. I'm going to bring the jury in. I expect the state to finish this morning. I presume the defense will be ready, depending on when the state finishes, either late morning or immediately after lunch, to present their case. Is that correct, gentlemen?
Yes, Judge, we do have some officers to call. We also have some other witnesses. I think we'll be, depending on how long this will take this morning, we certainly will be as early as maybe 11 or after the lunch hour.
Fine. I'll bring the jury in. We'll get started. The state can have the witness come in, please, and he or she can take the stand. Sir.
I've got to charge my Apple Watch. My wife, Mrs. made me wear it. She thinks I'm too stressed out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, he knows how to use a highlighter. There's only a couple sentences highlighted. It's a miracle.
And remain seated, please. Silence in the gallery.
Oof.
He's like, if you get me a sandwich from
Morning,
the
everybody. Welcome back. So you guys all get the bagels?
Fired.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
It was hard getting up at 4 a.m. to bake them and, put them in the oil, but it's a sacrifice I was willing to make. We're going to get started with the state's last witnesses. The state has a few more witnesses this morning. The state has told me they will complete their case this morning, hopefully by 11, but certainly this morning, and then we'll proceed from there. I still expect to be finished tomorrow, at a bare minimum, finished tomorrow with testimony. That includes any witnesses that I expect, and I expect some witnesses will be presented by the defense. And it's important for me that we're done tomorrow because I've got plans on Wednesday. Anyone want to guess what my plans are? Yes. I'm driving up to Green Bay. I've got an interview to be the new special teams coach for the Packers. It falls under one of those categories. When you go to a restaurant or you hire an employee, you think, well, or you fire an employee, well, it could always be worse, the next person. But in this case, it can't be worse. It literally cannot be worse. So if the judging thing doesn't work, I'm going up to Green Bay Wednesday. All right, let's swear in the witness. Thank you all for being back on time. We'll get cracking.
He is so Borowski.
Tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
I do. Please be seated. State your full name, spelling first and last.
All right, you can take your mask off, sir, if you're comfortable with that. And then
Thomas Balistreri, Thomas, Balistreri, Balisteri.
You can bring it even over a little closer so you don't have to lean into it if you want to. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Now, just to be very clear, you work in snow removal, is that correct?
Yes, I do.
So this was literally the worst day for you to have.
My plow truck is parked right outside. I'll be hopping right back in it when I'm done.
Okay. Thank you for being here, sir. Now, I want to draw your attention to September 22nd of 2020. Are you familiar with an address of and I just want to make sure I have this right, 2916 North Dousman?
Yes.
It's a dumb question. Is that in the city and county of Milwaukee and state of Wisconsin?
Yes, it is. Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
And how are you familiar with it?
I lived there for 10 years now. I lived upstairs for quite some time, and then I recently purchased it this last July.
Okay. And what, is it an upper and a lower?
It's a duplex, so there's a 3-bedroom upper and a 3-bedroom lower. The upper address would be 2918.
All right. Now, in the lower, who lived there in the lower back in September of 2020?
That'd be Ruby Mizell and her 3 children.
Okay. And was there an individual that would sometimes stay there or visit a lot?
Yes.
Do you remember his name?
Theodore Edgecomb.
And had you met him before?
I have.
Approximately how many times do you think you've met him?
10, 15 in passing.
Okay. And when you spoke to the detectives back in September, do you remember saying you thought it was maybe kind of around maybe 50 times you had seen him in passing since she moved
Oh,
in?
sure. And like I said, I lived in the house upstairs, had conversations with him more than just seeing him or saying hi 10, 15 times. It would easily over 50 times I've seen him.
Okay. 15 times you maybe talked to him?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you see this person that you know is Theodore Edgecomb? Do you see him in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Could you please tell me where he is and what he's wearing? If
Seated to my right. Oh, sorry.
Do you see him in the courtroom? Could you tell me where he is and what he's wearing?
Yes, I do. He's to the right of me wearing a blue suit with, I believe, a tan shirt.
Okay. Now, I want to draw your attention specifically.
So you're going to want to clarify identification?
Oh, yes. Your Honor, may the record reflect that witnesses identified the defendant.
Any objection to that?
No.
He has identified the defendant, yes.
I apologize. Thank you. Now, I want to draw your attention to a mode of transportation you knew Mr. Edgecomb to use. How did you oftentimes see him get around?
On a bicycle.
Okay. And do you remember what type of bicycle it was?
Yes.
What was it?
It was a green GMC Denali branded mountain bike.
Where did he usually, or where did you usually see this bicycle kind of stored in the residence?
In the common area outside of the entrance to 291.
I would never pay attention to anyone's bicycle. I'd be like, it's black, I think. It has 2 wheels. I don't know. I mean,
This
it's
one
kinda
is very,
ratchet.
this one's very specific though.
I know, but he knows all the things. I'm just like, oh, good Lord. Look, it was a bicycle.
You, Rosalind. Stream hopping. Well, just hop right on in. Meow.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
6, in between the staircase that leads upstairs to my residence and the staircase that leads to the basement.
So if that's where you normally saw it?
Yeah, right where I walk in the door.
Okay. Now, were you present when officers, about a week after September 22nd, did a search warrant at this residence?
Yes.
Where were you at the time?
I was upstairs in my living room.
And when they showed you, or when they did the search warrant, had you seen Theodore Edgecomb?
Oh, what are you lost about, Rosalind? You don't have to be lost. Ever.
No.
Ever. So if you're curious what's going on, this is Theodore Edgecomb. He was convicted a couple of years ago of killing a man with a single gunshot wound to the head. He ran from the scene of the crime. He went on the run. He went down to Georgia. Got arrested in Kentucky. Tossed the weapon and don't know why he was running. His claim was that he didn't think he could get a fair trial. He was seeking legal representation. And his attorney is a big CNN lawyer that would show up on CNN and MSNBC and talk about how horrible it was that Kyle Rittenhouse deleted 4 black men and all this kind of stuff. He was one that really was stirring up those kinds of false tales about crossing the border with a firearm, all these kinds of things that were not true, and they were proven to not be true. He was one that was really trying. He's a race baiter. He stirs people up to get them to view people as others.
Yes.
So Edgecomb, whenever he deleted this this attorney, which was an immigration attorney, his wife just happens to be of the dark skin also. They were claiming that it was because this attorney called him the N-word with a hard R, and basically, you know, that's
all the R's.
Yeah, that's why he came up and punched him through the window multiple. Well, I think he just hit him once, maybe twice, and then rode off on his bicycle. And they sort of, you know, followed him, and he jumped out. The gentleman that got punched got out of the vehicle, went to go confront him to see what his problem was, and that's whenever he was deleted. And then Edgecomb took off on a run. So hopefully that catches you up. Right now it's just a witness testimony, and just sort of, you know, you'll see that they break this down really quick. I mean, in a day, he goes through, I think he finishes off all his all his witness for the prosecution on this day. We won't be able to watch it all because, well, defense is a bunch of morons and they don't know how to ask good questions.
True.
This is an amazing tale about a man on a journey across America looking for an attorney, even though he already had a couple before this happened. Yeah. Yes, he did. Oh, by the way, he was a bail jumping. Yeah. Homeward
Without
bound.
the dog.
And without the home.
Like Shadow, I'm looking for legal representation.
Right.
Okay,
right.
Chance.
Yeah.
Ask the residents at any time of the week between.
No, not at all.
Gotta wait till I'm done, sir. Is this your first
He
time
is.
testifying?
Yes.
Are you nervous?
A little bit.
Okay. So
Just take your time.
The snow will be there in 20 minutes.
now,
I love
sir, you had not seen Mr. Edgecomb at the residence for about a week. Is that correct?
Correct.
Did the police show you a photo of something that they recovered down in the basement?
Yes.
And I'm just going to show you.
Was
one
it a
moment.
head? No.
Try to find this. I apologize. I've misplaced a lot of things here.
Trust me, it wasn't. It would make the story more interesting. Oh my. Oh, come on. Get it together, attorney.
He's like, I need to go clear out.
While I'm looking for it,
parking
what
lot
did
of
they show
parking.
you that was in the basement? What did you see in that photo?
A picture of a bicycle.
Okay. Now, were you aware that the bicycle was down in the basement?
No, I was not.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 60. Can you see that on the TV screen, sir?
Yes.
Do you recognize that bicycle?
Yes.
No.
What is that?
That is the bicycle that I would see Mr. Edgecomb use for transport.
Okay. Do you remember stating anything about the fact that this bicycle was down in the basement as opposed to in the front hallway?
It was normally stored in the front hallway. I have never seen it in the basement. That particular area is towards the back corner of the basement near the furnace, and it's not very well lit. Not somewhere I would normally go unless I was looking for something.
So not only did you never see this bicycle in the basement before, it was in what, kind of a secluded area?
Back right corner, to the right of that bench is where the security lockers are located in the property. The entrance to the basement would be behind you. And at the time, there was quite a bit of items in the basement. So that was a very hard area to get to with a lot of things around it.
I love that.
Do you remember stating you thought this was suspicious?
Yep.
I wonder if
Yes.
I can ask him if that bench is still available on Marketplace.
I used to build that kind of stuff, like buy the side frames and then get the wood, cut it down, bolt it all in, make it look really nice. I use Ipe.
Yeah, Mr. Mo is going to make a larger swinging area, so hopefully it'll be like. What I really want is the octagon around the fire pit, but my children can't do a fire pit because they're terrors. But just the giant octagon or whatever.
Yeah.
With a bunch of swings on it.
Well, you can, build the terrace, the trellises.
Yes.
Those are pretty easy.
Shizzy, I'm not supposed to look. I accidentally broke a drill because I didn't realize that you just get a bigger bit rather than going up and down. So I am on lockdown from
tools.
Power Tools. So
yeah.
I'm gonna have to go Amish on it.
You just get one of those hand crank drills, just.
Here we go.
If you want to have some fun, get yourself a hammer drill. Ooh. Those are exciting. Yeah, especially my dog loses his mind whenever I break that thing out. He's like, nope, I'm hiding in the basement away from everything. Yeah. Howdy. Paper ruffling ASMR. I've got that for you. It's just something like that. It's just.
Oh my God. I don't know why my youngest, most feral, is in love with these. Some Asian person, but they eat food right by the mic. It's mouth chewing noises. That should be against the Geneva Convention. I cannot tell you how much I do not want to hear your mouth noises when I'm eating. In fact, that's why Mr. Mo and I don't generally eat together, because I would like to enjoy my meal without simmering in silent rage with you chewing loudly. It's saved our marriage. We just don't eat together.
Well, yes, everybody has their thing. Like, it could be cracking knuckles. It could be just anything that people are just like, I don't like it. Don't like it. I mean, it doesn't bother me, but I just don't like crowds. That's me. I stay out of large crowds. Hey Mo, did your Pharaoh get iPad clean?
I don't know. He's probably upstairs playing on his iPad instead of having to turn it into his dad.
My wife dropped hers. I don't know what she was doing, but I think she said she was trying to take a picture of something, and she, on her iPad, it's like, why were you using your iPad? Well, I was, and then she goes on, and then she dropped it like on the concrete, on the stone steps.
No.
And just shattered the whole face of it. And I was just well, there you go. Good job. He's like, yeah.
He needs the new safety glass that we get. He needs a new one. So, but
she had that on there. She had that on there, but nothing was going to save this.
No.
Yeah.
iPad versus stones, not so much.
People are so nice on these streams. Well, I hope so. That's where we like to be. We like to be
That's
nice.
What we're trying to build.
Yeah, nice streams. It is not family wholesome at all. We are not family friendly. We do not recommend children coming in here, but we also don't go off on people and try to be mean and cruel to them, but we do use cursey words quite often.
Yes, we do.
So there is that.
Do you think his partner, he's very well groomed?
No.
But he looks like he has that baby face look even with the beard. So you kind of want to tell him, like, sir, why is a 12-year-old
growing a beard?
Growing a beard.
I don't know. It is one of those where he's working on the mountain man look, but yeah, it just doesn't work on him.
The Mountain Man by Vidal Sassoon.
Yeah. Well, he did shower this morning, so he's got that.
Probably with soap, and his mom didn't even have to tell him.
No, I think he showers by himself.
Sir, did they also show you some stills from some security video in an attempt to see if you could identify the person that was in those security videos?
Yes, they did.
All right. Showing you what has been marked as, for example, State's Exhibit number 86. Have you seen this one before?
Yes.
And showing you what has been marked as State's Exhibit number 88. Had they shown you that one before?
Yes.
And also State's Exhibit number 87, kind of both sides of all of them. You saw all these, is that correct?
Yes, I did.
Yep.
Did you recognize the person that was depicted in those stills?
Yes.
Who was it?
Theodore Edgecomb.
Did you recognize the way his hair was?
It's the whole person. His face, his hair, his body type, his clothing he typically wear, bicycle. It was kind of a yes.
Now, additionally, when the police were talking to you, did you identify the person you knew as Theodore Edgecomb that you were identifying as being the person you saw in those security stills in a photo that the police showed?
I'm sorry, could you rephrase that?
Yeah, that's a horrible question. So they're talking to you about this person named Theo Edgecomb, the person you identified as the defendant, right?
Yes, he is awesome.
Yes. All right. And they show you some stills and you go, yep, that's Theodore Edgecomb, the defendant, right?
Correct.
Okay.
I was typing,
This is the
sorry.
thing that B. Ivory Lamar doesn't get. He's obviously nervous. So maybe the lawyer thought about that and thought, okay, if I kind of do a self-deprecation, and he has a way of talking to them, even though he's pacing like a caged tiger. He has a way of putting people at ease, and B. Ivory Lamar has not learned that, or he likes to feel like he wants to be confrontational, and that doesn't always work.
Right.
Yeah.
If he hasn't realized that you can catch more flies with sugar than you can with vinegar.
Oh my gosh, JW, you're right.
Will Wheaton from Star Trek. Yep.
Okay.
Big Bang Theory. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it is, and it's very important that someone like this B. Ivory Lamar, for him, it is all a confrontation. That is his whole persona. And if there's not any niceness about him, there's no realizing that, people are nervous. They don't want to be there. So in some cases, and this prosecutor understands this. He's able to read the room and see how his jury is responding. He doesn't have to come across as an angry person. He just comes across as very matter of fact. If he sees that someone's a little bit nervous, they're because I wouldn't have noticed it, but for whatever reason, he's very in tune to it. He's paying attention to this witness, and he's like, watching the guy's body and how he's reacting, and realizes this guy's nervous. So he sort of calls attention to it so he can bring him in and bring him to ease. He's allowing him in to like that inner circle. So it's not me against you. It's like, we're sitting here, we're at the bar, we're having a drink, we're kicking back, on your couch, we're having a conversation. Makes it very conversational. Doesn't get up. Doesn't try to get the guy agitated or concerned.
Yeah, doesn't throw out big words that he doesn't know the definition to. It's just this is actually probably one of the best prosecutor, as far as how he just, stuck to the facts, because he could have, opening statement, pull out a big picture, spark of life, have a slideshow. He'd probably make his own. I'd have to have a tech person, but he could have had just a slideshow of this man living life, this decedent, but he stuck to facts. And it is nice and refreshing to see a prosecutor that is not trying to use emotions. He wants to use the facts. And I want to see another one of his trials, because
I do too, because I'm just impressed with him. I mean, this is what attorneys that, prosecutor attorneys should be trying to achieve. They should be trying to achieve this level of, he understands that the system's a little bit screwed up, as far as like the courthouse system, trying to get computers working because they're outdated, and he's working with garbage. He understands all of this, and he's working with it the best he can. He's making sure that he helps out the defense any which way that he can by pulling up the exhibits that he's asking for. He's basically, working as an IT guy and also as a prosecutor. And he's being very helpful. He's being very, very respectful to the defense, where, someone like Grassley was not. And, people like him or Binger, they came across as being complete assholes.
Yeah.
Initially, they started out fine. You know, they might have come in, had a very, very distinct way of bringing something up. But then once you got to know them, it's like, this is just a bitter person. Like they're angry. They're not wanting to be here. They're here for the show. They don't like there's no F's given. Like,
Yeah.
it is like, this guy's guilty. Whereas this guy, you know, I'm just going to prove the facts. Let the jury decide, and let the chips fall where they may. I have a good case, and I'm just going to do my job.
And they actually are lucky, because I think because he did a soft touch that Edgecomb got reckless homicide instead of first degree, because he could have, I mean, tugged on all of the heartstrings, really done that. He could have, but he decided, you know, let's just play this on the level.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah. Sorry, medication's starting to take effect. Well, you get some rest. Don't you worry. We're you know, this is what you get. You know, just a nice, easy looking to see if there's anything on the storm tracker side of this stuff. Jefferson County, Wisconsin. Looks like it's sort of moving into Wisconsin area, so not really tracking. Yeah, tornado warning, Jefferson County, Wisconsin. Severe thunderstorms in Decatur, Indiana. Decatur County, Indiana. Be prepared, not scared. Stay safe. Woohoo! There we go.
They've shown you like a photo of the person and been like, do you recognize who this person is? And you go, yep, that's Theodore Edgecomb.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 92. Do you recognize the person in the photo I'm showing you here?
Yes.
And who is that?
Theodore Edgecomb.
Okay. And placing 92 on the big screen. Is that the person you identified as Theodore Edgecomb?
Yes.
State moves State's Exhibit number 92 in evidence.
Just like that.
Let's see.
Just to the point.
Nothing else, thank you.
Cross.
We have no questions. Thank you.
You can step down, sir, and when you're done with
Yeah, he's not leaving the image up there or anything like that. Let's see.
In terms of going there, is there, when you arrived on scene, did you interview anybody?
Yeah, I don't need to hear his testimony. He's just interviewing. And we got let's see what the next lady is here.
Twice a year to be competent as a DNA analyst.
Always going to be
DNA analysis. I don't care.
Analysis.
Just an analysis.
I think I think that's the coroner, I want to say. But she had a very distinct talk. I think affect in her voice.
Affect? Where she asks a question? Yeah.
Like, do you want to answer for that?
You talking about the last one or this one?
This one, I think. I think she's a pathologist or...
These testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Please be seated, state your full name, spelling first and last for the record. And
She is cute.
She is cute.
First name is Heather, Heather. Last name is Williams, Williams.
You can move the microphone over a little bit. Thank you. How are you employed?
I am a firearms and tool mark examiner at the Wisconsin State Crime Laboratory located here.
Yeah, I don't care. We know that it was his.
And she was on the Rittenhouse trial, and again, ladies, Genlennials, Gen Z, don't do the upspeak at the
I think
end.
that's improper.
Yeah. Yeah, don't.
Please, God.
Rest your hands.
Stay resting.
State rests. Okay, so state rests, and let's hear what they have to say for the end of this portion. Then we're going to go to the first witness on the defense side.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sure it will be. They will put up a valiant effort.
It is. Yeah.
Ladies, subject to rebuttal? Yes. All right, I'm sending the jury out. What that means is the state is resting their case subject to rebuttal. I'm going to sell my bailiff out. I'm sure I'll let you know.
But I want to hear what he has to say to these guys, because it's going to be something.
All right, the jury's out. We'll take a 15-minute recess. I presume the defense is presenting a case. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. A couple of things, though, I want to place on the record. I believe during the redirect of Detective Alvarado, the state basically commented that the defendant didn't make a statement or come to the police. I think that's improper because we didn't open the door about that. We talked about a different, I don't remember exactly what was stated, but to contrast what the defense had asked during cross, Attorney Huebner said on redirect, mentioned the defendant didn't come to a police station, didn't come in or whatever.
Let's see what we got here. Let me share this tab instead. And
what we call precautionary tornado warnings. There's not a little specific area that we can draw your attention to. That would actually be unproductive because the point of these warnings is to get everybody out in front of them aware that this line of storms as it comes in could create a spin up tornado, and you need to be in your safe spot just in case.
Yep. So if you're in this area,
same thing for you guys up there in
Waukesha,
North Prairie, Summit, and Ixonia in Wisconsin. And yeah, just otherwise get ready for some strong winds, some 60-mile-per-hour winds potentially, and some hail up to quarter size.
Yeah, there's Ohio. Tornado warnings. Batesville, Greensburg, and Hope areas. Take covers. Middleton, Hamilton, take cover. Butler County, Ohio. Yeah, you need to be undercover right now.
Yeah.
I saw this guy on a snowplow. Pay him to sign off some little weak pictures.
A new tornado warning has
Another
been
thing
issued.
that you can notice with the storms.
Warning
by the way,
means that there's one that's
here's one of
that's
the
in the
warnings
area.
from Andy's storm that he called out several minutes ago, south of Greensburg. We've got a tornado warning now for
tornado warning in Chattanooga,
Tarkeo Corner,
what?
McCoy, Slabtown, Mechanicsburg,
Georgia.
New Point.
We got some
and
stuff
St.
happening in
Maurice,
Georgia too.
St. Maurice. Okay, take shelter if you're in any of those places. As this is, probably one of the more concerning looking storms that we have right now. Anyways, what I was going to say is, if you look at the storm chaser feeds that we have on the bottom of your screen, this is a live look at some storm chasers that are driving around different parts of Indiana and Ohio right now. And the first thing that you're going to notice is just the crazy amount of lightning. All right, so these are very, strong storms with a ton of lightning. And
Dogs
you're going
hate
to notice
these.
that if you get hit by any of these storms tonight, you're going to have quite the prolific lightning show.
Yeah,
and usually that's a sign of strengthening storms and just generally very strong storms.
Smart thing to do
we know for
if
sure that that's
you
the
see
case,
storms like this,
especially with the storm that Bryce Shelton
turn
was
off your
on there.
TV, unplug it. Any electrical,
and that's gonna be the one
electronic
that's coming
equipment,
into
unplug it unless you've got
Hamilton,
like good
Ohio
surge
right now.
protectors on
So,
everything. Then
what
just
you're
unplug
seeing
it.
right there in Butler County, Ohio, is he's right near Millville, and that's
Grab
about
yourself
what you're
a storm,
going to experience in Hamilton here.
a
soon. I don't know
storm
if he's gonna
radio, and
drive into the storm or not, but if he does, then he's going to find some hail and some strong winds, and potentially even a tornado. There is a tornado warning there.
Yeah. So, yeah, got to be super careful around these areas here. So just catch y'all in the morning, and those of y'all in the path,
Supercell, near
be
Batesville,
safe.
Indiana.
Thank you, Tammy. Appreciate it.
Continues to look more and more concerning, mostly on reflectivity. You can see that we have the big hook here, but if we go to velocity, it also looks more concerning, but the rotation doesn't look as strong maybe as some of the other storms that we've seen today. So hopefully that trend continues, but still, these two storms right here are kind of the worst ones we've got right now as far as intensity goes. Well, in their ability to produce a tornado. I think the most intense storm we have right now is probably the one coming into Hamilton and Millville. The least intense tornado warned storm that we have right now is definitely this little one coming up into Charlestown. Do understand that it doesn't take a very intense storm to create a tornado, though. And even a weak tornado from a mostly weak storm could cause significant damage to your home.
Yes, it can.
So that's why we want you in your safe spot in Memphis, Sylvan Grove, Perry Crossing, Charlestown, and New Market in Indiana.
They're showing where the path is,
Same thing
the
for you guys
area
in
that
Georgetown.
this could hit.
But these storms, thankfully, are just not having fun. They're just not doing it, man. They're not growing.
A new tornado
that's good
warning
news.
has been issued.
Yep.
We just got a new tornado warning on the Batesville storm now.
Oof.
So now both of the storms, Andy was just talking about are officially warned here. And if you were watching, 15 minutes ago, you got quite the heads up.
Yeah.
But now we need you to get into your safe spot officially in Pentown, Sunman, Clinton, New Alsace, Dover, St. Leon, Lawrenceville, and Yorkville in Indiana. This storm in particular is probably going to be the one that eventually impacts the northern portion of Cincinnati, Ohio here soon.
Nice.
Let's talk to Bryce. Bryce, right. We are live on YouTube. We're watching.
There we go. I'm going to mute that out so that way I don't have to. Yeah.
I just love that guy. He's so fun and he makes the weather. See, that's what pisses me off about the Karen Reed case.
Yes.
You have the ability to tell a story of a dude flying back 200,000 feet as a malicious, hormone crazed woman, backs into him in a blizzard at a house party where there's teens, drinking as you do. I mean, you could have made this so fun. And yet the state prosecutor, the reason he is the dingus of the day for day one is, he made that more boring than beige on beige on beige Chandler Halderson.
Yeah. No push behind it. Like he didn't believe his own story.
Yeah.
I
do feel so bad for the kids. I mean, they've lost their mom, they've lost their dad, and they've lost their uncle. I just can't imagine. I think that gets kind of lost in the whole Karen Reed thing.
Yeah, it does.
So I think that's a right to silence sort of violation there.
Right to shut up.
Your Honor, commenting on the defendant's right to silence would be if I was talking about the fact or commenting on the fact that when the defendant talked to police, he remained silent. This is talking about the fact that she remained on the scene and provided them information, and they're stating, well, why didn't you do this? The defendant didn't stay on the scene. The defendant didn't go into a police station and tell them what happened. The defendant didn't do any of it. He fled. That's one of the main reasons why they couldn't find this exact spot was because he takes off, and she's an upset woman, and they did the best they could with the information.
Right, it was valid questioning. Mrs. Lamar, again, tried to imply that the police officers were not doing their job. Had Mr. Edgecomb stayed there, he could have said, this is what happened, and it happened in front of this location. He didn't. By all accounts, you pretty much admitted, you said in your opening statement, he fled. He was 1,000 miles away in Kentucky. That was a valid redirect after the cross. 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
I expect the defense ready with their first witness. We're off the record recess.
Damn right. That is how you do it. Borowski just comes in, no nonsense. Like, screw you. We're not playing this. We're just going to do it. Let's see. They're going to bring in officer. Why is... Okay, this is just ridiculous.
I think they're trying to get...
Approaching 11 o'clock, the state arrested, subject to rebuttal.
Sorry.
He measures the length of, estimates the measure or the length of the knife, and then also says, well, yeah, we didn't, measure the balcony. And I think, is it really small though? I mean,
well, I'm going down through here and I'm looking at these. So what the defense did is they pulled up all the cops.
Oh, they have the Huffy Man. We'd have to watch RoboCop.
Yeah. Yeah, they have, I think they have the Huffy Man. But this is, they do. The reason B. Lamar sucks so bad is he didn't have to call any of these witnesses, because the witnesses that he calls in for the defense are the police officers that are pulling up the body cam footage, or that have body cam footage that go to the locations and pull up the video of where he was at. Because he's trying to say that there was some sort of conspiracy, that they were withholding evidence, is the point that he's trying to make.
Yeah.
And he does a poor job at it, because basically you're just calling a bunch of witnesses that are just going to say, yeah, we went here. This is what we found. Here it is. Because he wants to get this video played over and over and over and over again.
But, I mean, unless it was clearer in the courtroom, I have no idea what they saw, because I can't see anything. I mean, I can see to where the car goes here, but once it becomes,
once it gets so far away, it's like, okay, do you see the dirt stain on my wall right back there? Do you see that? You don't.
No.
Oh, you can't see it from here. I mean,
yeah,
that one right there. It's right behind my head. It's just a small one.
Probably is.
You just, it's like, okay, I'll take your word for it, but you're not gonna see it. By the way, there's not a dirt stain. It's just the walls are freshly painted. So
you did Spider Pig with one of the dogs.
Yeah, there.
Spider Pig.
Spider Pig does whatever Spider Pig does.
Spider Pig does.
First of all, is there a motion at the end of the state's case?
Yes, Judge, we are moving to for a directed verdict. The state has charged us as a first-degree intentional homicide. Sorry, not a directed verdict. I'm saying a motion to dismiss at the end of the state's case. The state has charged us as a first-degree intentional homicide. This charge was increased after previous charges for reckless. I know that all facts have to be in favor, looked at favorably, in the light most favorable to the state in this case. With the evidence that's been submitted is the video and some of the testimony about one gunshot. In our view, that's just simply not enough to indicate an intent to kill. So we're asking the court to dismiss at this time.
Okay, let's put it. All right, let's think about this. If you want to look at it of their argument. I would, as a judge, I would say, so you're telling me that him carrying a firearm while he's out on bail for domestic abuse, pulls up to a guy, beats him, and then pulls out a weapon that he shouldn't have been carrying. He shouldn't have had. It wasn't even his weapon. It was his girlfriend's, or the woman that he married, whatever. It's her weapon.
It's just,
because he was not allowed to have any firearm, and deletes a guy isn't intentional. It's here's the thing.
Did he Alec Baldwin it? I mean, was he carrying like the Pinto of firearms?
Well, it is a piece of crap firearm. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. For me, I carry all the time. Everywhere I go that I possibly can, I carry. And there's under no circumstance am I going to initiate a confrontation with somebody to use my firearm. Okay? That right there is the first sign that it was intentional, because he initiated a confrontation. He didn't have to initiate the confrontation, even if they had hit him. Even if they had run him into a car, bent his bicycle all up, whatever it was that he's accusing that they did, called him the hard R. At what point do you just say, I'm carrying a firearm, I have something that can end somebody's life? Why? Do I need to go after this person? The reason that you would be carrying a firearm is if somebody initiates a confrontation and you are using it in self-defense.
Well, and it also puts it in this passive. When did Theodore Edgecomb lose his, you know, his autonomy over his body? I mean, it's when he, you know, heard that word, he just went completely. I mean, it's just very demeaning, like
Yeah.
lowest common denominator, bigotry of soft expectation. Like he had no agency after he heard that word. No, it's a horrible word. It's a terrible
Yes.
word. I
Yes.
wouldn't use it because, of course not. But hearing that word should not rob you of all of your senses. If it robs you of all your senses, if you go just see red and go cray cray, we can't have you around. I'm
No.
sorry, but you have to be a little bit exempted from the, you know, regular population, because the whole basic point of the government is to keep us safe in theory.
Right.
When you cannot handle yourself, when you cannot have self-control, and you just see red allegedly over a word or over a slight, we can't have you out here, because
No.
we don't know when the next time you just get pissed off about something, you
Yes.
lose all control and then it's the situation's fault. It's this passive crap that is really bothering me here
Yes.
lately.
Oh, and that is the issue that we run into, where it becomes, oh, words are harmful. No, words are not harmful. Remember the tale, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. And if words are hurting you, then you need to get a good psych eval and possibly maybe get a rubber room for some time until you can figure out that you have to maintain control. If somebody comes up to you and says, I need you to do X, Y, or Z, and you don't want to do it, you have the right to say, I don't feel like I'm going to do that, and walk away. But and under no circumstance should you use violence against them because of something that they said to you, something that some action that they did. Oh, they cut you off in traffic. You know what? They cut you off in traffic. Move on with your day.
You know what? And this whole farce of the daddy-daughter thing, if he really loved his daughter, if he really, you know, felt the world about his daughter, he would have controlled himself, because he would have realized, hey, if I act like this, if I do this, then I will go back to prison where I was. It's just...
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there was this thing I saw. I don't know if it was Twitter, YouTube, whatever. Saw this guy. He got out after deleting 2 people that we know of, according to him.
Did he get out?
Because that's what the government does. You serve your time, whatever. It was in the act of committed a robbery, and the other one he dissed him, and he comes right out and says, "Yeah, there will be more." He has no cares given. They've let him out. He'll do more. He'll do more damage, and he will. This is a person that doesn't care.
This is a person that has been told all his life that you are a victim, you are a victim. You know, if X, the world is oppression. So any arbitrary situation in which you feel that it didn't go your way is a form of abuse and oppression, instead of you showed up 15 minutes late for your job interview, you wore piercings all over your face. No, it's never anything that you could fix and you could take agency. It's always put on someone else, and we need more, you know, paternalistic
infantilization. That is the word that I've been looking for, and it always slips my mind, and I need to embed it back in there, because this is something that you see with a particular political party, that they take away the agency of the people that they want to vote for them. They take away their agency. They say, women, you have no agency. You have no control over your body. Let us dictate how we are going to handle your health care for you, because you don't have agency before you get yourself in a predicament that you could have avoided. You know,
It's always the situation, or, I have ADHD or
sure.
Your mental stuff, and believe me, I've got a lot of things this year. The stuff that's happening to you that's bothering you doesn't give you the right to then take it out on someone else.
Right.
Some days my leg hurts really bad, and I try to warn people that hurts because, loud noises. So in the beginning, I was not very kind, but I had to realize, look, it needs to stop with me. And, I can
Right.
just remove myself if it gets too bad. And mostly the boys are sort of learning sometimes.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, there's also been times where, I'll say, because I send you links all the time. You're just like,
Yeah.
I would love to tonight, but I'm not going to be able to make it because I'm hurt and I don't want to disrupt your stuff. And I have to be accepting and say,
Yeah.
Mo, I completely understand. And there's no pressure on you whatsoever, because if I come out and say, oh, well, you need to do X, Y, or Z because you promised, or what kind of asshole move would that be? It's like, no, you have to be forgiving in that, and I think, because the boys are seeing this kind of pain that you're having, at some point they're going to go, okay, we get it. And we apologize, and it'll happen.
That was one of the actual. I'm upset that my daughter got hurt on a side by side.
Yeah.
But she's been experiencing. I think they think the MRI came back clear. They think it's just a deep bruise to the chest wall. So. And I try to explain to her that sometimes bruising takes a long, long time, because she's like, it's just a bruise. But she
Yeah.
kind of looked at me and she said, I don't know how you do this. And I was like, drive? Well, I've done it for years. And she said, how do you stay nice when you're hurting all the time? It's so hard. I was just like, it's a work in progress. Try to warn people if you're having a bad day,
Yeah.
let them know. And she kind of follows that. She's also a crazy hormonal teenage girl. So
Yeah. So there's that. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Sorry, y'all. Update on Michigan. Portage, Kalamazoo are first to report say at least 3. Oh, sorry to hear that.
Oh no.
Sorry to hear that. Bruises really hurt, especially internal ones. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I tried to tell her, but she was. I'm her mom, so she'll check it out on Google.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the storms, and it's
Oh.
they've moved on. Lancaster, Logan, Athens, Bloomington. We've got one north of me. Yeah. That's what
Are
it
you
looks
gonna
like.
have to take cover?
No. Where I'm at, I am undercover, so I am in the lowest point in my house. There's only so far I can go under, and directly behind me, that right there is the main support for the house. Like that is the largest beast of a concrete block you'll ever find. If anybody, this is why I get all the animals coming in here whenever we get storms, is they're just like, yep, this is the safest place in the house. Nothing is coming through here.
Shizzy, are
Yeah.
you prepping for Tremors 6?
I should be. All right, let's get back to this one here. Oh,
Mr. Huebner.
Your Honor, at this stage of the proceeding, the evidence must be viewed in the light most favorable to the state. There is one shot, that is true, but it is a shot to the face. The defendant shoots a firearm into the victim's face at close range. Intent to kill can mean either intent to kill or the individual is practically certain would cause the death. When you have a gun and you point it at someone's face and you put a round into their brain, it is practically certain to cause their death. Also, a witness who saw this described it as cold-blooded. That, in the light most favorable to the state, is evidence to proceed on this charge. And even if you were to accept what defense counsel stated, the remedy then would be for the court to amend the charge to what there's evidence of. But in this case, there clearly is evidence of first-degree intentional homicide to go to a jury.
Right, I agree with that. Taking the evidence in the light most favorable to the state. The testimony is that
he's eating. He's the water boy.
Lunchbox was more, you know, I guess part of the team. Holy cow. It's like
I think he is part of the team. I think he's keeping track of the documents that need to be coming in and out. More than likely he's keeping track of not necessarily the notes, exhibits where the pleadings are, make sure that so this way the prosecutor doesn't he can move completely fluidly. More than likely this guy is doing much more than you even notice because he's not supposed to be noticed, but he's got like on top of it. He is just paying attention to
he's listening and maybe pulling up citing cases if we need it, that kind of thing.
Exactly.
And he also keeps the cooler full of ice for the Diet Coke man.
Exactly.
He is so OCD. He always has it 3 down.
So sorry to hear that. The tornadoes hit their downtown area in Kalamazoo during rush hour. Oof. Michigan Portage, Kalamazoo. First reports say at least 3. Oh, that's just rough. Well, you know, it is one of those where also you're going to hear a lot more about storms because everybody's jumping on the climate change. Climate change is causing this. No, this is just weather that happens. Just you know,
we're at the peak of a solar maximum. We are also, the Earth does a slight wobble, so we are actually closer to the sun right now in our orbit. I am such a super nerd. I go to sleep on like Stephen Hawking. Well, not Stephen Hawking's. He needed a better voice. That was creepy as hell.
Well, you know, Stephen Hawking's visited Epstein Island quite a bit.
Yeah. I don't want to even...
Just...
Shizzy,
yeah.
my bingo card was broken like day 1 of January. We had Hasidic, you know, men crawling out of sewers. And I was just like, 2024, you glorious bastard. Shine like the crazy diamond you are.
Oh yeah.
And it's pretty much just kept up with it.
Yeah, it's like a polished turd. Just the more you rub it, the dirtier you get.
Oh my god.
Just stop rubbing it, Mo. Stop rubbing it.
Things that can be yes.
Oh god. I'll stop.
the defendant, as the state noted, at least allegedly pulled out a handgun and shot Mr. Cleereman in a very close range. The testimony was 2 or 3 feet, maybe closer, maybe a bit further away. And he put a bullet literally between his eyes and in his brain. That is enough to proceed. The defense motion's denied. Who's the defense first witness?
Judge, we would call Officer Raymond Nebraska.
All right, so we got
Raymond who?
Okay, you said you've been a police officer since 2012, or do you have any other prior experience before that?
I've been a police officer.
I noticed that too.
Since 2012. From 2009 to 2012, I was a police aide.
Yeah, I'm
Such as
going to
patrol
skip forward.
You have police aides? What are these things?
Yeah, they got
Okay,
nothing
and officer,
to
from your
question for.
recollection, and for the record, Judge, he pointed at the previous X mark that's already there.
Officer, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm skipping because a lot of this is just garbage.
Officer, you said that you had basically gone maybe a block or so.
Yeah, they're just tracking down where he went.
Does he have a tiny man bun? Is that
prior
right in
to
your-
an official
oh my
record.
gosh.
Maybe.
Beekman.
Yeah,
That
Beekman.
is the
being
bicycle.
taken of it.
Okay. And why is it important that the way that the scene is at the time the incident occurs, that it doesn't change? Why is that important?
Because that would give it the true picture, the truest picture possible of what took place.
Okay. And what kind of measures does the Milwaukee Police Department provide to ensure that a scene is not contaminated in any way upon arrival?
Sure. We typically set up a perimeter with yellow police
Okay.
tape.
Oh,
And
hey, can you pause?
That's
real
evidence
quick,
control?
Linda?
Yeah.
Don't try to call him right after. There might be so many people using their cell phone that there's a cell phone. So don't get too Twitter-pated if he can't call you back, because if that took out any towers or anything, that could be he's probably safe, but I just wanted to warn you that that could happen.
Yep.
So try not to get Twitter-pated.
It can clog things up. So definitely don't stress it out. Just, just wait for a little bit. The quickest way to do it is send them a damn text message and say, just let me know that you're safe whenever you can. And I know the anticipation is painful, or, you can text them and say, either just text me back one symbol, let me know that you're okay, that you received this, and call me whenever you're available to call.
Yeah.
And don't be stressed out if you don't get through right away, or they're not able to text you right away, because there's a million things that can happen in between then and there.
Yeah. And I mean, I never knew that until I started watching all of these weather people.
Yeah. They're just
I
like,
did not come up with that myself.
Yeah,
I may have invented Post-its, but that's,
yeah, there was a tornado that hit the World Congress Center here in Georgia. There's actually a video of that, where the camera is positioned, and you see the camera tilt down because it ripped a bunch of panels off the World Congress Center. And so it went through right through downtown Atlanta. I know, because I used to go to World Congress Center all the time, and I mean it did like some damage, but it was a little bit minimized because these are big concrete buildings. But yeah, you'll see the camera just all of a sudden just tilt down. You don't realize how dangerous these damn things are until you realize that was a fixed position. It wasn't going anywhere. On top of a building. Oof, it's rough. Yeah, I'm just.
So it's the importation.
Yeah, this is all.
And do you recall taking his information down as to his name and?
Don't care.
Matelli, is that correct?
Correct.
And you asked him for permission to go talk to another gentleman that was standing over there with potential information to this case. Somewhat within the first hour that this incident took place involving
a drug, not street legal pharmaceuticals, purchasing and distributing.
Yeah.
So it wasn't about this.
Right.
It's just,
this is.
Oh.
What?
Why do I have to be the voice of reason? I never like that.
Yeah.
To seek to get information in a homicide investigation.
If that is my assignment, or the assignment of that officer, yes.
Okay.
That man has a thick head.
Video sometimes captures
It
more
does.
detail than what people see. General feelings on how
General information about videos.
and heightened emotions and how that can cause tunnel vision and how sometimes we get 20/20 whatever. It was all going to be general. It was not going to be specific. Defense counsel specifically highlighted me to 2 paragraphs and some other testimony made in an unrelated case and said that's where they were going. Okay, fine. I asked, I was like, are you going to be attempting to get him to testify about the defendant's actions? I was told no. On Saturday, for the very first time.
Saturday, meaning 2 days ago?
2 days ago. I get 2 video clips that apparently Mr. Black has made in which he's going to be attempting to testify as to the defendant's actions.
That's not accurate, Judge.
Well, hang on. First, Mr. Huebner gets to finish. But, counsel, we don't do trial by surprise in Wisconsin. Why would we be turning anything over to Mr. Huebner on a Saturday, 5 days into a trial, knowing that I've told the jury and I expect both sides to complete this case by tomorrow, is a problem to begin with. Mr.
Be
Huebner,
safe.
go ahead.
Be safe.
Well, that's
Mr.
basically
Huebner.
it. I don't know how it's changing. All I
Be
know is
safe.
I was noticed as to general, and defense counsel kept telling me it's going to be exposition. He's just going to talk generally about people.
By the way, we've discussed this multiple times at pretrial motions. I've made rulings, which are not going to be revisited for any reason that I can tell so far.
So that's just my main issue. Maybe we can bring this up after lunch and defense counsel can.
Mr. Ahmad, briefly, in 30 seconds.
So, Judge, we already had our forensic expert for the video, Mark Robinson. He introduced video. When I met with Mr. Black, and we had spoken to him months ago, he had mentioned that he had video. We told him we had a different expert for it. And when I met with him in person for the first time over the weekend, because he's from out of state, he just showed me what he internally used to look at this case, and he created very short clips.
So
and slow
hang on. You want to introduce evidence that you didn't have till Saturday, that you didn't give to the state, that the courts had no notice of, that was not listed as part of the motion, that was not listed at any point in time as to what this witness is going to testify about. Brand new video out of nowhere.
I sent Attorney Huebner the email that I got with the download links. It's just something he showed me to illustrate some concepts about video. I understand.
On Saturday,
Yeah, you're
5 days into a
discovery-
trial.
I mean, yes, everyone wants their Matlock moment where,
Yeah.
or their, oh gosh, what is it? In the heat, or not in the heat of the night. They want their,
Murder,
you
She
can't
Wrote,
handle the
whatever.
truth.
Yeah, everybody wants their moment
thing.
of being able to, like, oh, my cousin Vinny. They want to have that aha moment. There is no aha moment in this.
No.
Dude pulled a trigger on a guy and deleted him.
Yes,
Simple
and
as
had he
that.
stayed, maybe he would have gotten manslaughter or something. But as I've been saying for a gajillion times, in a self-defense case, you really have to, sell yourself, sell your perception. It's just, you can't do it when you run away and change your new name to Magubala or whatever it was.
In being in a different state entirely away from where this happened, 3 states away, and being on the run for multiple weeks. It wasn't just like, oh, he was found the next day. It was no, he was out, and he knew that they were looking for him, and all he had to do was turn himself in. Simple as that.
Yeah, and this BS about there possibly being systematic, again, oppression, because we are not living in the 70s anymore. We're not living in the 50s anymore. You have to manufacture, the Fed Patriot Front to get, enough of these dinguses that care about pure blood together. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a dearth of, and even people who harbor this internalized whatever, they're still smart enough to realize that this is career ending if I say anything like that. So it at least limits their,
Well, it's more than just career ending. I mean, it is one of those where they are going to be completely ostracized from society. And this whole Jesse Smollett hiring people because I'm just trying to think of how many MAGA people you have that are wandering around Chicago at late at night on the coldest night of the damn year.
Well, I mean, it
Just and walking
who
up
among
and
us hasn't gone to commit assault in the middle of a polar vortex. I mean, it
Yeah.
keeps the cardio going. I have to get my 10,000 steps a day.
yeah, tying a shoestring around someone's neck in a noose-like fashion, and you don't take it off. It's just like,
And you wanted to go to get a Subway sandwich? Why is it always a Subway sandwich when
Why does it
things
have to
go
be a
bad
Subway
after
sandwich?
midnight?
yeah, I
No,
don't know.
every single Chris Hansen has at least one guy that brings a foot-long Subway sandwich for some gosh darn reason, along with other scary items.
Yeah.
I do not even buy things from Subway anymore because
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah. They do have some
Good.
creepage.
Come on. Okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna break for lunch. That's too vague. It's something he showed me to illustrate concepts about video. What does that mean relative to a trial?
So Judge, in this case, there's going to be two major issues that
Good to see you.
the
Good to see
exposition
you,
testimony will
lady.
focus on. One being hindsight bias, which is like, now we know what occurred. So when we look at a video, we know what we can speculate. He could have done this, he should have done this, whatever. And the other issue is about video focus and how that differs from first person perspectives, and what the eye can focus on in a moment is different from what video shows. And these are things that he testified to previously.
We're making it
in
up
case
as
that
we
the
go
court knows
along.
well about. So
Mr. Ahmad,
How
don't make me
upset
say
the
again
prosecutor
that this is
about
not
how
the Rittenhouse
quickly
case, okay?
He's a metronome.
Oh yeah, he's just like, he's like, I don't want to interrupt this judge, but I'm about to lose my cool on this asshole.
He's like, I have been effing nice to these people. I have run the record back, and when, B. Ivory tells me something like, like I am his assistant, I haven't called him out, but I'm about to lose my... See, again, we've talked about this, Shizzy. You do not want to piss off a person that, is very controlled, very, but once you push them past that point, it's not going to be good.
Oh no, it's going to be bad.
It's not. And I don't care what he testified about in that case. I do not care. He will testify under the law and the facts in this case. And you and your co-counsel had multiple motions, a dozen at least, that were filed, all of which were ruled on. Mr. Hubner, you can have the last word for now, then we're taking a break for lunch.
Your Honor, I don't know why the defense counsel is going to, which is what I was told he was going to be doing, is generally speaking as this whatever hindsight 2020 whatever, and how video captures more than what people. I don't know why he needs video clips, because the only attempt that in the video clip is for,
he wanted to say it. This hindsight 2020
crap.
That he wanted to say, because that's what he was going to say. You could see it. He was about to say this hindsight 2020 bullshit that he's wanted to bring up.
Yeah, it is just, look, you push a very accommodating person that's being nice too far.
Oh, he's not even a poor man's Johnny Cochran. I'm sorry. He is not even close. That would be giving him a compliment. He is like
Lionel Hutz.
Yeah, there you go.
video captures more than what people. I don't know why he needs video clips, because the only attempt then in the video clip is for him to somehow render some expert opinion as to what the defendant knew or saw or could have seen. All of that is not relevant. He cannot testify as to what other people said. So he doesn't need the video to do it. He can sit there and talk about, hey, video may capture more and what witnesses see and all of that. Fine, don't care. Let's talk about it. But trying to somehow use video clips that I've never seen, that he's made, that I finally see for the first time on Saturday. I don't know what he's done to them. They're not the ones that were turned over to us by their other forensic expert. I'm objecting to the use of those clips.
All right, I'm taking under advisement. We're done. Back at 1:30 promptly. We're off the record.
Damn. Browski did not like that at all. He's like, you little assholes.
Well, because, I mean, like I said, the lawyer, Borowski, is being very kind for a man that they, accused of all the isms and phobias. I would not be as nice. I wouldn't. Just no.
No. Not at all. Seeing.
Good night, Catherine W.
Good night, Catherine W. I'm sort of fast forwarding here to see what we got. We got the lady that pulled up after.
Oh my gosh. Okay. The used, or the what is it? The guy that outed them because she might have presented herself as a policewoman.
Oh,
and
she's
the
been
guy
baited.
and the guy who, just came in from the snowplow, I can understand the fact that they maybe dressed more casually. What is it is like every stereotype just thrown together in a blender. And just, why would you wear like I think she wore like a busty shirt and everything. It was a nice t-shirt.
Let me see. No, she's just wearing like a leather jacket and.
Yeah, I just feel like you should at least, I don't know, wear a
I think it's his. I think it's his girlfriend or whatever. No, it's not. It is the. It's just horrible. I'm not even going to show it because, like, so day 4 is this particular, like, an hour and 19 minutes of absolute shit. It is like them calling up cops. Where were you at? Where did you take the video at? And nothing.
Why didn't you go 3 blocks further where it could happen?
Yeah, because it didn't happen. Like here, okay.
Yeah.
Here's his bicycle. Here is the car. We see them pass by each other. Why are we going to go 3 blocks further up this way? He's not there.
This never happened for
No.
800, Alex.
Yes. Let's see. Yeah, we should be able to get through like a good portion of idiots. Ricky Burham is his name.
Oh my God. Yes.
Yes, Ricky Burham is the moron that they're going to be bringing in.
You know, as an adult man, you should probably use Richard. I don't know. Ricky just sounds like
Yes.
younger, but he wants to be a PI for justice. Then go ahead.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think this guy was a cop. I think he's like a PI, but he's not even a good PI. He's like social justice PI or something.
Yeah.
Mr. Mott, who's your next witness or witnesses, and what do we need to discuss?
So, Judge, our next witness
What do we need
expect
to
be,
discuss?
Ricky Burns. He is outside.
Just Borowski.
And what do we need to discuss?
Regarding John Black, there were 2 issues. One was, I guess we can deal with it after Mr. Burns, though. Mr. Black is also outside.
Oh, great.
Oh my God.
Mr. Hubner, any objection to that?
Well, I mean, can we deal with it now so we can just go back to back
Yeah.
rather than take another break?
Yeah.
Well, how long do you expect Mr. Burns to be?
9 minutes.
9 minutes, 30 seconds, and 52
Maybe a half hour, Judge?
Chance. Half hour.
Fine, let's bring the jury in. Let's have Mr. Burns take the stand, please. After him and Mr. Black, who else do you have? Whether it's today or tomorrow morning.
We do have the toxicologist. We've also subpoenaed Dr. Kelly for a very brief testimony. We've resubpoenaed Detective.
Counsel, use the mic, please.
Sure, sorry, Judge. Detective Clabundi, the toxicologist, and what do you mean?
What do you mean he's? What do you mean he's?
Okay, guys, let's not chit-chat amongst ourselves. Mr.
Yeah,
Ahmad.
get your
So
get
tell
your
me who you're
shit
planning
together.
the rest of the day, today or tomorrow morning, please.
Judge, we do expect to conclude tomorrow morning. Mr. Edgecomb also would testify likely tomorrow morning.
Oh,
and there's
really?
There's one more officer
That's
that we have
a great
subpoenaed here.
idea.
I may need, if Detective Clabundi is not
stellar.
available, then I may need to have Detective Kirkvold. He is here? Okay, he can probably,
So 2 or 3 more witnesses, and then the defendant, presumably. Is that correct?
yes, we expect that tomorrow morning.
Fine. All right, so have the witness come in.
Judge, there was one record we have to make before Mr. Edgecomb decides to take the stand on the number of priors. That issue is still on the table.
Right. We can address that tomorrow. Let's have the next witness on the stand, and then if we need to take a short break to deal with the testimony from Mr. Black or Dr.
Why
Black,
is
we can do that.
the Ivory putting a mask
Also,
on?
before the defendant testifies, in addition to his record, we still need the court's ruling on whether or not the state is allowed to cross-examine. Yes,
He
sorry.
works
Thank you.
windows, so
Whether or
he's
not the state is
immune.
allowed to cross-examine the defendant on
And
that
I-
one
you know, I
sentence
have-
that was stated down in Kentucky.
I have found these masks on sale. You've seen them, right? I've showed you this before.
Oh, well, the mask with a mouth on it?
No, here I'll show you. So there's an image that totally depicts these masks like in the greatest light. And every time I see them, I've seen Nancy Pelosi wearing them, and they are a special kind of mask, a very, very special kind of mask. Give me just a second. Let me pull that up so you can see the mask. And tell me if this is not the mask that they're wearing. Okay? Are you ready?
All right.
All right. So I'm going to pull this down. I'm going to pull up this mask because it's a very important mask. You can get it on Amazon, and it is very important that everybody owns one of these. Right there. That's the mask right there. Okay? Just saying.
Well,
Just
my
saying.
husband does like hammers of a fashion.
Well, and that is the mask that they're all wearing. I swear to God, nobody ever believes me. And I'm like, no, these are the masks that they're wearing.
No, I'll never unsee that. Damn it.
I'm telling you. Tell me that's not the mask that they're wearing. I see
And
those
that's why Friar Tuck's sad he doesn't have his mask right now.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm so disappointed.
About when the detectives say they're here from Milwaukee Police Department and want to speak about what happened in Milwaukee.
Remind me again, I'm not ruling on it now, but what was the one sentence?
Basically, the detectives sit down, speak with the defendant, identify themselves as Milwaukee Police detectives who want to speak to him about what happened in Milwaukee. And the defendant states, what happened in Milwaukee? I believe that would be relevant in terms of the fact that A, it's not a question, but B, if the defendant is going to be testifying that he's acting in self-defense, the fact that when two detectives come down and tell him that they want to talk to him about...
Microphone, please.
Yeah, I'm trying. When the detectives sit there and say that they want to talk to him about what happened in Milwaukee and he feigns ignorance as to any incident, I think that is appropriate for cross-examination. And the court has not ruled on that yet.
All right, potentially. We'll discuss that tomorrow morning. Let's get the witness in here. We'll have the jury come in. We'll get the next witness testimony done, and then we'll go from there.
Ghoster doesn't understand those masks. They're a breathing apparatus.
It's a dummy, or a pacifier.
Yeah. It has a hole in the center so you can breathe.
Oh my gosh,
Like-
that brings a whole new meaning to Ada Richard.
Yeah. Doesn't it though? I mean, just every time I see those black masks, that's exactly what I'm thinking right there. Just like,
And now I'm going to too.
yep.
Click on it.
Every time. That's why I just like walking through the grocery stores during the mandated government lockdowns, and everybody was wearing those things. That's all I could picture was just constantly.
What in the
And
tangerine dream push-up.
Yes, the jury's coming
shirt?
in. Remain seated, please.
yes, this is the guy.
Oh my.
He's so awesome. There's the Amazon title of that item. I am not giving it away. You must search for it yourself.
Your search history is going to need Jesus after you.
All right, the jury's back. Sir, if you can stand, raise your right hand so you can be sworn in, please.
You solemnly swear the testimony you give in this matter will be
He just
the truth,
tosses
the
it
whole
down
truth,
and-
and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do.
Please proceed and state your full name,
That
spelling,
has
birthday,
all
and
the
address.
on it.
Thank you. My name
Yeah.
is
I'm gonna
Ricky,
put it right next to your music
R-I-C-K-Y.
passages.
Last name is B-U-R-E-M-S.
Good afternoon, Mr. Brown.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you
This
currently
guy's such an
employed?
idiot.
I'm an investigator in the public safety office of a local college.
Okay.
A
And I just wanna
local
kinda go back a little
college.
bit so that the members of the jury can have an understanding
Yes.
of your previous employment experience.
Yes, sir.
So if you
I
can
was
just
a-
kind of start back and just
I was a security guard at the mall.
Yeah.
Yes.
This shirt. There has to
The
be a
shirt,
Geneva
the
Convention.
tie, the shirt, the tie, and
The kind of lisp.
yes.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
okay. It's okay. I'm a special kind of. I'm Ricky. I work at a college.
Okay. Ricky, if you want to be taken seriously, you go with Richard. Because
Yeah.
Ricky sounds like a kid from, the block.
But once you
Also,
hear his
I
voice,
wouldn't.
you realize that he
Yeah,
still
you're
views
not
himself as a
commanding. You
kid.
might pretend.
Yeah.
You've got stuff.
Just
Explain to the members of the jury, what was your, have you ever operated in law enforcement before?
Yes, from 1982 until 2014, I was a member of the Milwaukee Police Department. I have 8 years experience uniform patrol, 3 years experience plainclothes drug investigation, and 21 years experience as a detective, including 10 years experience as a homicide detective. I've investigated in the area of 1,000 homicides and probably a couple thousand shootings. The aspects of my investigation includes responding to incidents, conducting scene investigations, witness interviews, interrogations of suspects,
Objection narrative.
location and inventorying evidence, and any.
sounds like a freaking job application. Like it does. It sounds like he was a low man on the totem pole that basically served his time and got the hell out of there. But does not sound like he was very effective at all.
Well,
because
I
because
wouldn't say where I worked. I'd say I solved X many cases.
right. No, I was I just worked those cases. Yeah, I was the guy wrapping ribbon around the telephone poles and then I had to tear it down afterwards. But I worked the case. I was special.
This might explain, Milwaukee and Waukesha's problems.
There you go. And
with getting cases solved. This guy was a head detective in homicide and homicide.
I wouldn't be surprised if he got fired from his job.
Any other follow-up investigation that's deemed necessary in order to complete the investigation.
Okay.
Like I brought him coffee and donuts, and I'm special. I wear the gear. I'm on the hockey team, but I don't play hockey. I'm special.
And Mr. Burrows,
He's water boy.
as it relate, well, first, have you ever testified in court before as a part of any of the investigations or duties you had operating in that capacity?
Hundreds, if not thousands of times.
Hundreds, if not thousands.
Notice how
Now,
the
Mr.
island
Burrows, have you had
has changed his
occasion
entire
to look
posture
over-
to kind of mirror the state prosecutor and trying to be a little bit more conversational. Now, this might just be because this is his witness and this is how he acts, but it does look like he's doing a fair bit of mirroring what the state prosecutor, like, he's the good lawyer. If I walk like him, I do good too.
Exactly. If I don't if I don't step across and make the floor squeak every time I walk.
Some of the reports and some of the discovery as it relates to this case involving Mr. Edgecomb.
Yes, I am.
He's a mimic. That's what this guy is. He's a mimic.
Look through reports involving how the Milwaukee Police Department handled certain parts of the investigation involved in this case.
Yes, I have.
Now, Mr. Burrows, have you found any issue based off of the training or experience that you've had operating in the capacity with the Milwaukee Police Department in this case?
Yes, I have found some issues in the investigation of this incident.
Okay. Well, Mr. Burrows, if you will, I want to just kind of go one by one through some of the issues
That's okay.
that you
Go straight.
found
They have
involving
a
the investigation in this case. Fair enough?
Pat
That is fair,
and
sir.
I'm trying to figure out how it is.
So, Mr. Burrows, let's start with the first issue that you, well, first of all, if you could explain to the members of the jury, what documents or information did you receive, videos, so forth, that you looked over to discover some of the issues that you found in this case?
I reviewed the scene and the investigation reports filed by various officers in regards to this. I reviewed video from the scene and also some photographs from the scene. And additionally, I went to the scene myself, and the part of the scene I went to was the bridge where this actually happened, just to assess the area for myself, so I would have an idea.
So
you
he
walked around.
No, he reviewed some of the video that they had. He viewed some of the pictures that they had, and then he walked around at the bridge where the scene happened.
The way the prosecutor tears this man down, it's almost like he's the resident anti-police guy And he's like, for the love of all that is holy, come on now.
Yeah, because this guy's basically saying the popo, they didn't do their job. Not like I can do their job, because I do their job by just reviewing a couple of images. And how much time did you spend on this? Oh, just a couple minutes. That's all it took, because I knew exactly what I was looking for.
And approximately how much time have you invested in looking over some of the issues or
Hundreds of
documents or
hours.
information that's germane to this
All of
case?
your time.
10, 12 hours.
What?
Yeah.
What in the miseducation of Lauryn Hill is that shit? Giblets. Sir,
Yeah.
I'm so glad you spent 11 to 12 hours
Reviewing
Don't
the
strain
entire
yourself.
case. Reviewing the entire case.
Okay. Now, Mr. Burns, let's start with the first issue that you've come to realize after reviewing information and discovery related to this case.
Well,
Yes.
I think the first
Yes.
issue I had was the investigation of the scene itself. And just understand that homicide investigations are probably considered the most serious investigations that a police department can respond to.
Yeah.
And the procedure is that the uniformed officers respond initially. They assess it, and once they determine there's a homicide, they notify the detective bureau, and then the detectives come out to conduct a more detailed investigation. That's what detectives are trained for, to be more detailed in their investigations.
And how long were you a detective? Oh, he was never a detective. He just worked these crime scenes.
There'll be one detective that is dedicated to the scene, and when I say the scene, they'll describe where the evidence is located, where the victim is located, anything that is concerned with that scene, any type of physical evidence. They'll describe that in their report. Additionally, they'll do a diagram indicating where each item was found. They'll take measurements. The measurements are detailed to the extent that
Mike Tyson was a
if
campus
you
security
read those
guard.
reports 50 years into the future, you should be able to look at those reports and go back and reconstruct that scene based
we
on
know.
the
I
detail of
have.
that report. And one of the issues that I had is that
If I'm in a bad mood, I may
you have
watch
the primary
prosecutor take him down a couple times. Just
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh. Well, let's see. We are at about that time where we're gonna have to end this thing tonight because that's what we do. You know, we are givers.
yeah. Oh Lord.
Killing me. You guys are so great and you're so awesome. You know, and make sure that you check out the morning show that I do. Make sure you check out the morning show that Moda.
Yeah.
I don't think you ever got my redirect this morning.
I think
It was
YouTube is being really weird.
it is so weird because I like went in, I did the redirect and I didn't see it come popping up. I was like, did it redirect to her? And I was like, because normally it'll say, you know, that you got to redirect it. And I watched it back and I was like, maybe I didn't redirect to the right one.
It
does happen.
Maybe I have no idea.
I
No,
don't know
JW,
either.
I have to go to bed. I'm up at
Yeah,
at
she's
4 finding the newsy news for you. You would be shocked how hard it is to find stories that are somewhat current, not political, somewhat on the quirky side, and all those things.
yes, it is.
And then pull the
It's
spicy ones too.
yeah, exactly. And it's so screwy because, you know, we try to do this stuff in like the best way we possibly can, but sometimes like this one I set up with a little bumper video and turned on the monetization and all that stuff just didn't work. None of it worked.
Oh, and don't forget to check if you are still subscribed to your favorite YouTubers. Sometimes YouTube will come in and unsubscribe you without your knowledge.
Yes.
So,
Yeah. Just pay really close attention to that. Yeah, no, I could have sworn I sent it to where it was supposed to go. I don't know.
honestly, it happened more than an hour ago. I can't remember.
I can't remember. I can't remember anything either. You guys, I'm redirecting you guys over to the expert, and we'll see you guys.
Tuesday trivia.
Yeah. Well, it's probably about over anyway, but go over there and, listen to the expert rant and rave for the next, I don't know, 25 minutes or so. Because he's probably going to be, joining MG Law, and he'll redirect everybody over there after that. And you can just go over there and give the expert a hard time, just like throw peanuts at him, because that's what he did to me this morning.
I love a buttered